Thank you, YouTube subscriber. What the hell? I'm watching fucking... To my computer... Ah! Bad time for my computer to crash. I don't want to watch... FaZe Lacey. My computer's fighting for its life. I feel like I should probably close some... Well, we'll see how the stream goes. Yeah, let me close this other thing. I feel like it's very clearly getting in the way. We'll come back to that, if I remember to do so. I know it's a little later than I said it would be. It's because I thought I should probably get that Pokemon reaction. Alright, I'm gonna do this whole thing liquidless, so I'm gonna finish this drink. Ah. Thank you, DK Krang. I think Turbo is beating the ass of the Twitch channel right now, right? Because we're over 1,000 subscribers, but only have 999 followers on Twitch. Granted, I imagine there's a lot of overlap. Oh, the song's just over? Oh, okay. It's not over yet. Hold on. Oh, if you could see how frame perfect that was, finishing my drink on the same time. All right. But look who's talking. Who's talking right now? It's Crack. Welcome back to Crack. Now go home and watch some more Crack. I forgot to post this in the Discord. Hold on. I knew I forgot something. People don't got their notifications on. Hold on, let me turn the audio down. Let me go ahead and share that link. Discord. Hold on. Let me put it in. Yeah, in links. Ultraverse. Wrestle Bets returns. They're gonna love that. Once they see that notification, they're gonna flip out. Okay. Welcome back to something I like to call, if you're not familiar, Ultraverse Wrestle Bets. Sometimes I call it Universe Ultra Bets. Sometimes I call it the Ultraverse Bets or just Ultra Bet. It's Ultraverse Wrestle Bets, I think, is what we're landing on. It's so sunny still already. Maybe it's because it's early and the clouds haven't come in yet. But I'm Crack right now. I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. It's currently February. I think the ticker has ticked over. And it stopped being winter, and now it's the middle of summer. Anyway, if you do not know, the Ultraverse is a wrestling video game universe mode that we simulate, meaning that all the participants of the Ultraverse have already been created. The matches are not booked by me, and the outcomes are not decided by me. I am simply just a hired, contracted commentator. We do not know who is in charge of the Ultraverse still to this day. And as you can direct your attention over towards this scoreboard. This is all 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 14 plus 5. So 19. Wait. Isn't it supposed to be 20? Okay. 6, 7, 14. No, it is true. All 20 competitors in the Ultraverse. And you may notice that we keep track of wins and losses. See that giant glaring red 5 next to the name of Caveman Jim? If a wrestler in the Ultraverse loses 7 matches in a row, they will be eliminated from the Ultraverse, and they can never come back, ever. Actually, I'm noticing something. I already got my Photoshop document open. I'm going to go ahead and... Do I have the logo for this? I want to change this. Because last time we met, for the Ultraverse, we held a special... Okay, this is wrong. We held a special 20-man Rumble known as 20XX. And the winner of that 20XX match gets to go on to Wrestle Schizophrenia in the middle of April. I feel like I already locked down the date. We are firmly on the road to Wrestle Schizophrenia on April 15th. The winner of the 20XX Rumble gets to go into the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia 3, and face whoever is the Ultraverse World Champion. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save that. Last time we saw the debut and the winner, or the debut of the winner of 20XX in, I'm waiting for it to change. Give it a second. Yep, that's right. The Rock Salt, the current Ultraverse World Champion, multiple time champion. Actually, how many time champion? Two-time Ultraverse champion, Businesstron. Of course, we have the Bankrupt Championship, won back by the Orangutan, who lost it to Caveman Jim and then won it back. Caveman Jim is on the chopping block. Also, you cannot get eliminated if you have a championship. So obviously, Caveman Jim has 2 matches to hopefully get his hands on some gold. But we are building up to the Ultraverse Escape Room, which is a 12-ton cage of steel where 6 competitors enter, one of which is a champion. And one of those 6 men leaves as the champion. Okay, also I'm noticing the tag belt is a little offset. Did Stinky Joe Mama and Girltrud win? Or was it... Wait, who won the tag belts last time? Stinky Joe Mama and you. Okay, so that should be all the way over there. The team, of course, known as the... We gave them a name. Hold on, I can actually check right now. The Onion Ring, of course, how could I forget? Anyway, you may be wondering, wait a minute, Crack, why would I give a shit about pro wrestling? Isn't that fake and gay? Both of those things are true. Well, did you know if you watch BH Ultra live streams on the BH Ultra Live Twitch channel, you earn channel points simply by watching the streams. And you, on every single match held in the Ultraverse, can bet your Ultra points against your fellow chatters behind the wrestler of your choice. And if they win, you could potentially get a huge payout of even more Ultra points all your way to the Ultra prize. I want to check something real quick. Actually, I could scroll up in my notes because I have all of the matches logged. That's right. Every single match that's ever transpired in the Ultraverse, I have logged here. Okay, so it's one big room match. And I think last year was for the Bankrupt Championship. Wait, is that right? No, there were 2. Okay, an escape room match for the Bankrupt Championship and an escape room match for the Ultraverse World Championship. That's what we can expect of the escape room. But before we get to the escape room, we have about 4 weeks of Ultraverse television to get through. If you don't know, last time, I believe every single championship changed hands. Stinky Joe Mama and you of Onion Ring won the Best Friends tag titles from Arceus Jr. and Mole in 1. Orangutan won back the Bankrupt Championship from Caveman Jim, and Businesstron. No, I guess Businesstron has just been the Ultraverse World Champion since the summer of Ultra 2, defending it ever since the summer. Will he ever lose that title again? Worth noting that last year's winner of 20XX was Caveman Jim, who would go on to the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia 2 to win that championship. And currently, Caveman Jim is on the chopping block. We could lose our strongest soldier. I imagine he's hoping to get that title back. Let's go ahead and jump right into it right now. Moving on from 20XX. Oh yeah, and Fred 3 also had his first opportunity at the championship and then came out, I think, number 1 in the Rumble. Let's move on to the first week of Ultraverse television and the fallout of 20XX. Kicking off this show with a one-on-one match between current Best Friend Tag Champion Stinky Joe Mama and previous Best Friend Tag Champ Molin 1. At least he's not fighting Arceus Jr. every day now. This one... Okay, I don't know what's, oh, you know what, that's good, that's cool. 2 competitors we know to be trusted, Fred 2 and Todd Sullivan, and then, okay, what the a main event Extreme Rules match for the Ultraverse Championship between Mac, who we haven't seen on Ultraverse television, we've seen him on the pay-per-views in weeks and weeks and months. I just brought up Wrestle Schizophrenia and the triple threat match that main evented last year. That match was between Businesstron, Mac, and Caveman Jim. And Caveman Jim was inserted into that match after winning the 20XX Rumble. Of course, Mac won his first and only championship at the previous escape room. Maybe this year he's hoping to do it again. Let me go ahead and type all these down so that way I don't forget. Let me go ahead. Stinky. Okay, Stinky Joe Mama v. Mole in 1. Okay, it's the first match of the night. Then we have Fred 2 v. really the main character of the Ultraverse, Todd Sullivan. And then we have, Jesus Christ, Mac v. Businesstron. Tron. Worth noting, did he win it from Business Tron? No, Mac won it from the Gooner inside the escape room. We also haven't seen the Gooner in... you know what? Let's start the show, shall we? Starting with a matchup. If you don't know how the rules work, who will win this match? I'm starting a prediction right now between Stinky Joe Mama and Mole in 1. There are 5 minutes on the clock. Prediction starting now. You can bet your Ultra points on either of them. But right now, we're just kicking off the first show after 20XX. Excited to see who will come out on top. And this rivalry is, if I could go through the matches here, before their tag match at 20XX, Arceus Jr. fought Stinky Joe Mama 4 times in a row and won all but the last one. And evidently that last win Stinky Joe Mama got was enough to get them finally the inspiration, the tower, the power they need to win those tag titles. All in on Stinky Joe Mama, the current Best Friends tag champion. And maybe Mole in 1 is finally willing to step in and say, you may have beat Arceus Jr. after weeks and weeks and weeks, but you haven't beaten me one-on-one. Is that true? Let me actually go through. I don't think he has. So maybe Mole in 1 says like, hey, it's time to step in. Oh, no entrances. The referee's starting the matchup. Oh, and that's one way to get going, and the referee's down already. Whoa, the match just started. Got fisticuffs from the opening bell. This thing's gonna get ugly. You know what? I should be saying fisticuffs more. The subtitles are right. The subtitles are correct. I, of course, am your your color commentator, and also your play-by-play, your wrestling correspondent. I am Crack, and I know just as much about the Ultraverse as you do. I am watching the same product you are. I have a cat in my lap right now. Everything to lose, nothing to gain. How much did you bet on Sticky? The prediction is still being locked in right now. But evidently the match has started. Well, listen, the match doesn't start until the referee rings the bell. That strength of Mole in 1 lifting the Stinky one above his head, flopping him down, going for that pin immediately. 1. Boy, that would be embarrassing, huh? I've got a large glare coming from outside. February 27th. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Should I honestly crack open a window? Hey, I'm feeling that summer vibe. We are on the road to Wrestle Schizophrenia. After tonight, well, I guess, you know, just including today. 1. Okay, that's 1. The 32 plus 15. So 47 days until Wrestle Schizophrenia 3. The biggest event in the Ultraverse. Oh, busting him open. And you didn't hear this from me, but it's possible that that may be the season finale of the Ultraverse. Potentially, it could go away for a long while. If that event is held slightly before... I should probably write down these release dates of other games. Tomodachi Life. Not Ramadan. Hold on. Tomodachi Life. Okay, all my searches are about Hugh Morris. Don't worry about that. All right, striking him in the head. I think Google's down. Already busted the man open, trying to exacerbate that cut even more. Going for that pin. 1, 2. The predictions are still being locked in. Maybe you may say that 5 minutes. Some may say 5 minutes is a long time. You know what? If I can't even trust Google, I might just open up my own document where I have these release dates. I got Photoshop open. What's the worst that could happen? My computer crashes? I doubt it. Hold on, it's in here somewhere. Let me look. It's probably on the 2026 guide. Okay, so I have Pokopia written down or typed down. I should probably March 26th is Oni Plays Day. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Hold on, Wonder Switch 2 Edition. Edison. And if both of these men are counted out, everyone gets their Ultra points back. I hope that doesn't happen. Does it count as 2 losses or just a draw altogether? Okay, Tomodachi Life will be the day after on April 16th. It's possible all of these wrestlers here could be moving to an island where they will live together. Is it Tomodachi or Tomodachi? It's Tomodachi. They almost got me on that one. Colon, living La Vida Loca. Okay, living the dream. Perfect. 6! 7! Okay, so we have all those released. Those are the next 2 games. We know now that Pokemon Champions is coming out sometime in April. Back to this match. Can we lock into this match, please? Those are the 2 games. There's a Resident Evil in there somewhere. Have the predictions concluded? All right, now the predictions have concluded. Okay, 63% of the vote is for Sticky Joe Mama. 38 is for Molin 1. This has been a crazy back and forth. If you look at their win-loss records, Sticky Joe Mama has lost 28 times. Is that the most amount of losses? No, Businesstron's lost 31. The most amount of wins is still held by Business-Tron, and a close second is tied between or maybe just Orangutan, and then Todd Sullivan is right behind that? Yeah, I believe so. Let's get to this matchup. These clubbing blows back and forth. Molin 1 wants to win back those tag team titles with his friend. 31? Nah, that can't be right. The way the most amount of... Sorry. Oh my god, his eye's bleeding. Yeah, 31 losses. It's hard to believe he's a 2-time champion. The only reason he hasn't been knocked out of the Ultraverse is because he keeps holding on to that championship with his goddamn vice grip. I imagine Caveman Jim is hoping to do the same thing. Oh, no. He calls this the... I don't know. I don't have it written down. I mean, that could just be the ball in, right? Grass splash. 1... A kick out at 1! The absolute deranged madman of Sticky Joe Mama. Ever since he beat Arceus Jr. 1 time. A lot like that of Elden Ring. Kept fighting the same boss over and dying and over. Oh my god, almost on those those gilded stairs. He had to lose to the boss fight a couple times so he could learn his patterns. He's hoping to do that again with Molin 1. I'll have you know, this is one of the few men in the Ultraverse, the few people to hold the Best Friends Tag Team Championships. Only Businesstron, Caveman Jim, Arceus Jr., Molin 1, Fred 2, and now Sticky Joe Mama and you have held these tag titles. It seems that Businesstron has sort of thrown Fred 2 by the wayside. They have bloodlust. Look how much bleeding that is already happening in this ring. What did I say earlier? It's gonna be ugly. What did I call it? A kerfuffle? What did the subtitle say? It was like a silly cowboy word. Why am I blanking on this now? I thought it was really good. A slobber knocker? I don't remember. Lifting up the small man. And almost lawn darting him on his head. Molin 1 remains the most important golfer in the... Oh! Ball in! Going for that pin. Could it be? 1, 2, 3. Molin 1 gets the victory. I am sorry towards everyone that voted. The Morning One. Well, now Sticky Joe Mama has 29 losses. He's only 2 away from meeting Businesstron. Hey, look at that shit. I'm ruined. I'll never recover from this. He's bleeding so much. Sorry for cutting away. This is too violent. This is too gory, even for the Ultra. I don't want to see that shit, man. Put that away. And the one person that bet on Molin 1, you're getting a payout. Of course, we know what the next matchup in the Ultraverse is going to be. It's going to be former Best Friend Tag Champion Fred 2 versus nobody's friend Todd Sullivan. Even though he was put in a tag match when he should have been put in a title match. I mean, now that was years ago. I mean, it was last year, but... The next matchup, the middle of the... This is more often than not the actual main event of the Ultraverse. Fred 2 versus Todd Sullivan. 5 minutes on the clock. Prediction starting now. If you need a little bit more information, go ahead and run the numbers. Fred 2. I think the only matches he ever won were tag matches. And then he fought Businesstron. He beat Businesstron one time. Why the fuck did that happen? I guess Businesstron was just trying to bait his opponent. We have the best friend, or we have the Turbo Trio. We now have Onion Ring. We have Fred 2, Robot, and Monster. I feel like there's another team I'm forgetting. Fred 3 is on a team with someone. But that's all you need to know, really. You're on a need-to-know basis. I don't know why a matchup is happening between Fred 2 and Todd Sullivan. Oh! Wait, who has Pyro? Fred 2. Only person he's ever beat one-on-one was his boss, Businesstron. And it seems like that was all in on Fred 2. I actually don't know. Oh, Todd Sullivan immediately attacked. I don't know why these two hate each other so much. What is this building off of? Perhaps whoever wins this gets a shot at the Ultraverse World Champion at the escape room, but you have to think that 5 different superstars get their shot at the champion. I should probably... I don't know if the game's going to make the matches properly, but if they don't, then I will have to. I've heard it said... But you would think that Todd Sullivan would want a shot at the Bankrupt Championship. Or maybe that's old news. Maybe he's ready to move on. Our 2 singles champions, the Orangutan and, of course, the Businesstron. Never know where these matchups are going to end up. I don't know what other matches are going to happen. How many matches happened at the last 20, or not 20XX, the escape room? These two, the prediction's almost over, and yet the match hasn't even started. This match may get thrown out altogether. I think there were 3 matches. Puke, Orangutan, Ultra Machine, were they not? No, I guess there were 4 matches at the escape room last time. Considering we have 2 escape room matches, right? That's 12 competitors. That means we have 8 other ones. Probably 2 tag teams. So there's 4 people are not going to be either in the tag title match or in either escape room. They got to go somewhere. Everyone's getting booked on the escape room. I don't care. If I have to take up the pen, I will. Okay, throwing him inside the ring. Now the bell has been rung. We don't know why Todd Sullivan chose to attack Fred 2 from behind today. Perhaps Fred 2 was constantly getting in the way of his quest to get that. The championship, the main singles championship that he's never held. The Ultraverse, neither of these men have held the Ultraverse World Championship. Of course, Todd Sullivan is... Oh, there's you guys. Todd Sullivan has grabbed those brass rings before. He's grabbed the Bankrupt Championship. Everyone on the Ultraverse would likely... Oh my god! Likely have recourse. Is that it? 1. By the way, our main event tonight is an Extreme Rules match between our current Ultraverse champion defending his world title against his former protege, Mac. Maybe... I slipped on a banana peel. Maybe that's why Todd Sullivan is here attacking Fred 2. Maybe Fred 2 was ready to come out to assist his boss, and Todd Sullivan had been screwed out of that title enough times and believed, no, I won't let this happen to someone else. We should go down the line of people who have competed. Oh, busted open under his mask. We should go down the line of people that have competed for these championships but never won them. I gotta make a compilation of multiple Ultraverse. Well, once the Ultraverse is like on indefinite hiatus, that'll be a turbo video in and of itself, just putting all those matches together. We can make compilation videos of all the people that have been eliminated. Oh! Fight forever! Is the prediction still being locked in? We have 28 seconds left on this prediction, and the match may be over before then. The 3 friends! 2 and 3. Todd Sullivan going for that pin immediately. He didn't decide to go up top this time. 1, 2, 6 seconds left on this prediction. The predictions can be locked in. Springboard! Now the prediction is firmly locked in, and we can check that there's 30% of the vote for Todd Sullivan and 70% of the vote for Fred 2. 29K on Fred 2 and 12.5K on Todd Sullivan as Todd Sullivan goes up top, ready to jump on the... Oh my god! Prior to the 20XX Rumble, I believe Fred 2 was the newest member of the Ultraverse. Let me consult. I think that's right. We've lost so many members of the Ultraverse along the way. Mac the Human, Puke, Han Solo, Igor Simp, Square DEA, Tropical. There's another one, Jebediah. Is that it? 5, those 7? Like I said, once there are 15 people eliminated from the Prime Ultraverse, they're going on the B show. Oh, he's attacked my table! Ripping... Oh, Todd Sullivan showing his allegiance by tearing apart the Turbo table, but leaving the Twitch table intact. Okay, 6, 7. I can't hear you. I can't hear the count. 8. Jumping to the outside! Cross body on Fred 2. 47 days to wrestle schizophrenia, and everyone in the Ultraverse is scrambling. They all want to punch their card for the biggest wrestling event, simulation style, of the year. Right before Tomodachi Life, people are going to that island. Oh, knocking him back to the outside. They're trying to... That's rough. They're trying to one-up the main event because the main event is an Extreme Rules match. Todd Sullivan surveying the inside of the ring. That 1 count. Chop. Punch. Kick. Oh! Inzaguri? Stamping those legs of the big man. Trying to get him in that snare trap. Again, Fred 2 has never cleanly, properly won a one-on-one match. And he's hoping to do that today. If he could beat Todd Sullivan, surely he'll have... Oh! Lifting him up! Oh, go to sleep! 1, 2, using those trank balls that he's got in his pocket. Tunic. Oh, copying Todd Sullivan with a springboard, a beautiful springboard of his own. These two won't... Oh, a kick to the head! These two won't want to admit it, but they're more alike than they think. Fred 2 now going up top. This is what I mean. The middle match is always the best one. Top rope. Elbow to the outside. A lot of people got a lot of points on Fred 2. And the crowd is rallying behind him. Todd Sullivan may be the main character of the Ultraverse, but it's unclear at any given moment if he is babyface or heel. Shh. I mean, Fred 2 was the bad guy, right? He came into the Ultraverse specifically to attack his lost half-brother, Fred 3, who everyone loves. Crossbody, 1, 2, and a kick out. But Fred 2's a little... pathetic. You can't help but pity him, feel bad for him. Of course he hates Fred 3. His dad chose him over him. And he was raised by a cat person. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I mean, he is very literally the guy. Chaotic neutral. Frog splash! Pin! 1, 2, 3. Todd Sullivan gets the win from the pin.
Here is your winner, Todd Sullivan.
Ugh. Well, congrats to that 30% of people. Always bet on Todd. That 19 victories. So how many losses in a row is that for Fred 2? I mean, I guess he won his last match. So just 1. Only at 1 right now. Sneaky Joe Mama also at 1 loss. Damn. Money! I had a math teacher in like 11th grade who would always ask, he was like, are you feeling money today? He talked and looked and acted like Peppermint Larry from The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. And I don't mean that to be mean. He genuinely was. And he would talk about his wife all the time. Like, too much, more than someone would talk about their wife realistically. And we were convinced his wife was fake, like that of Candy Wife from The Marvelous Misadventures. We were pretty mean to that guy, all things considered. And now, the main event. For the Ultraverse World Championship. This title has never changed hands on Ultraverse TV. I guess we're trying to up those viewership ahead of why this is happening. Mac has the opportunity to win back. The second ever person to win the title twice. The first, of course, being the Businesstron from his former master. Pre-roll ads are disabled for 31 minutes. All right. 5 minutes on the clock. Prediction starting now. Will it be Mac or will it be Businesstron? Let's go ahead and look at this. Mac has won 15 times and lost only 10. It's because he shows up only when necessary. The Businesstron, of course, won 21 and lost 31. He did win his most recent retention against Fred 3, the failure. And now Mac is hoping to get a shot at the Ultraverse World Championship that he won at the escape room, but lost in the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia. In theory, if he walks out of this stream as the champion, he could be going to the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia yet again. Do we want to keep seeing the same match for every main event? We gotta... Who is the Roman of this goddamn show? Also, no rules. They could beat the fuck out of each other with weapons. Championship. It'll be nice to actually see a proper Mac entrance. Okay, legitimately, let me scroll through this. Because everyone is in 20XX. When is the last time Mac showed up before 20XX? A lot more pyro than I remember. Oh, it was in one of the big vote cage matches. War Games! He was on Onion Ring's team for some reason. I don't know why. And here's your piss filter. Couldn't even tab out of ads. Do not adjust your television set and turn off that pesky ad block. This is your two-time Ultraverse World Champion. Only man to hold that title twice. The lineage of this championship. The inaugural champion after winning the title tournament. 2 summers ago, Businesstron dropped the title to Igor Simp, no longer with us at World at War, who lost it to Square DEA, no longer with us at Red Mist. Lost it to The Gooner at 20XX, who lost it in the escape room match to Mac, who lost it to the 20XX winner Caveman Jim at Wrestle Schizophrenia, and then Businesstron won it back at the Summer of Ultra 2 and has held it ever since. The big bad boss of the 4 people that hold that title that are still in the Ultraverse, 3 of them are big bad bosses. I'm gonna go ahead and actually, while I have this tab open, I'm gonna look at these previous Ultraverse installments, because surely we've had other competitors for the titles. If you didn't know, all of the streams are archived on the Turbo channel. This is stream number 912. I was actually super wrong about the count. Or wait, 900... Wait. Or is this 9... Wait. Is this 911? No, this is not... This should be 913. Wait, minus... Yeah, this is 913. What does the description say right now? This is stream number... Shut up. It says 9:12. Okay, it's supposed to be 9:13. This is stream number 9:13. Remind me that tomorrow is, or not tomorrow. No, it is tomorrow. Saturday is 9:14. Hold on, I gotta write that down. 9:14. I'll know what it means. Okay, hold on. The Ultraverse, of course. Back through previous title competitors. Of course, at 20XX, Businesstron successfully retained against the new challenger of Fred 3. There was no championship matchup at the Big Vote. World at War and Red Mist 2 are a little different. That was right after the Summer of Ultra. Does it just end with the tag? Oh, it was a tag match. All right, well, whatever. Who gives a shit about any of this? Lifting up the opponent, 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Could you imagine? Predictions have been locked in officially. 98% of the vote on Businesstron and 2% on Mac. They're calling him 2% Mac. Happy 9/13. Thank you. Diving to the outside, preventing his former boss from grabbing grabbing a foreign object. Again, in an Extreme Rules match, anything goes. Is that chick in the tennis uniform in the front row? She was hoping that a tennis character would show up instead of the aforementioned golf. Mac, you gotta give it to Mac at the very least. Winner. Undefeated in... Well, that's not entirely true. Undefeated in the Ultraverse's version of the escape room. Going all the way around, trying to get away. And get that distance from Businesstron before he grabs his iconic weapon, the table. Sliding the table inside the ring, trying to escape the... Listen, if you want to keep a big man down like this, you're going to need a little bit of assistance. Into that corner. Mac elbow. Stomping holes into this robot as that creaky trap door plays its awful, awful sound. The pin immediately. Can you even keep a man of this size, a big belly of this size? Can you even keep those shoulders down to the... Oh! Down to the Mac. A couple punches and Mac is already down. It won't take a lot for Businesstron to keep Mac down. That is evident. It will take a lot more for Mac to keep Businesstron down. But this is for the Ultraverse World Championship. Mac is clearly willing to do whatever it takes to keep the big man down and win back his championship. Oh, that sledgehammer! They're chanting, "We want tables." I mean, maybe that's why he grabbed the table early, so they wouldn't chant that. Evidently, it didn't work. The Ultraverse has been referring to Businesstron as the cerebral assassin as of late. And a drop kick! And in a way, Mac is sort of the evolution of that. The young boy... Oh! Throwing a kendo stick, a Singapore cane, I'll have you know, across the map to dome Businesstron. Please leave the... Come on. Well, let's see what these competitors decide. Will they tear apart the turbo table or the Twitch table? Table. Bench poopers acting like farters. Kick to the head. Trying to scramble that, you know, like I said, the cerebral assassin. Trying to scramble his brains a little bit. Mounting and clubbing him. Trying to make the big man bleed. Oh, and just a slap of disrespect. Mac has been shown nothing but disrespect from the rest of the big bad bosses. And out of all of them, although Caveman Jim is the one on the chopping block, Mac has had the hardest time carving out his own legacy. His own RK bro. Back inside the ring. Businesstron, do I have a splinter? Businesstron grabbing that chair inside the ring with Mac, trying to hit him on the head. Nobody has properly swung a weapon yet. Mac threw one from across the map, but all of those attempts have been thwarted. Caveman Jim hasn't had the opportunity other than the sledgehammer. Okay, so I'm lying. See, when Ultra Points are on the line, people throw all of their regular inhibitions to the wayside. Normally, Businesstron will be the most hated, but because he's got the biggest chance to win, people are hoping that they can win back their points. I'm standing up because... Oh! And the evolution of Businesstron, his lineage, Mac picking up his sledgehammer and beating him with it. Think about how serendipitous that would be. Dramatic irony. Spine buster. If Caveman Jim, if Businesstron is taken down with his own weapon, instead grabbing a Mac signature, the chair, jamming it in that corner, this could cost either of them dearly. Doesn't matter. Open your mouth and close your eyes. Time for the golden shower on that sledgehammer. Here it comes. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! Mac using all the energy he's got left in his body to kick out of the Businesstron's finishing maneuver, grabbing the trash can, hoping to, almost clocking him in the head. Chop, kick, lariat. This is disrespectful. Oh my God! For a frame there, just trash can completely overtaking his body. Let me go ahead and look back through this, actually. If we can take this frame by frame. I'm going to go ahead and look at this. Right about, if you want to review the tape, right about, we're going frame per, wait, hold on. That moment right there, he was more trash can than Mac-Man. Mr. Mac-Man going for that pin. 1, 2, Mac refuses to give up yet again, but still cannot stand. He heard me. Knee lifts. Mac struggling to even stand up, and yet he refuses to let Businesstron get one over on him again. This match is happening probably to tie up any loose ends. Mac technically didn't lose his title. What was supposed to be the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia between Businesstron and Mac. The winner of the 20XX Rumble was inserted, as is his right. And a ladder? These two are hoping to get their rematch. They're not willing to wait 2 matches for Caveman Jim to get eliminated from the Ultraverse. They want to do this now. We could potentially be seeing a glimpse. 1, 2. If either of these men can win this matchup and then get out of the escape room unscathed, they will go on to face the Rock Salt in the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia 3. An undefeated man who we saw enter the Rumble at, I believe, number 20 and just instantly win. Lariat! Mr. Larry Tate. Drop that knee. Combat roll. Oh, dumping an empty trash can all over Mac. He's hoping to take out the trash himself. A rolling knee lift, a rolling knee drop. The kid is already busted open. Both of these men from 2022 streams, Businesstron from Saints Row 2022, really the legacy of that game. Mac from SSX Tricky. See, once you introduce a character into the Ultraverse from every series, they become a little bit more iconic. To the point where I almost want to go back to say, oh, double kick. But Mac, a little bit ahead of him by a frame. Sit out. Go for that pin. 1, 2. No fucking shot. I didn't think so. I didn't think so, Mac. I didn't think so. Sorry. I have no biases. Now, this truly is an extreme match. We have not seen one person climb a ladder or go through a table. Businesstron refusing to even acknowledge the possibility that he could be doing trick flips, tricky style, instead of just choking the boy out. Spine buster on the table. Going back to the outside. What could Businesstron be looking for now? No. He wants a golden shower of his own. Grab. All right, there we go. Grabbing those gilded stairs from the Ultraverse Casino. Oh! And Max scaring him maybe a little bit. Run the ropes. Duck under. Jump over. Lifting him up and slamming him on that ladder. Going for that. Oh, no. Mounting and clubbing. Again, his shoulders are not down quite yet. Disrespectful slap. Businesstron doing his best to escape. You've enraged Mac now. You've left an opportunity for him to land anything. Businesstron still got that golden shower in his pocket, knocking the table all the way out of the ring. Mac hoping to clean things up a little bit. Those gilded stairs teetering, going for that pin. 1. Not even dignifying that thought. A chair said, oh, Mac could get his... Throwing a trash can of his own, and Businesstron just no-sells it completely. I am not trash. Into that corner. Mac threatening the man again. Bottom of his boot. Poop on his shoe. In the Businesstron's damn face. Back to the outside. Back to the inside. Throwing a punch. Kick to the dick. I love this combo. 3 weapons remain in the ring. The trash can. Been thrown back and forth between men. The chair lodged in the corner. Chekhov's chair. Defending the ace of the ring with his life. Almost diving with that chair in hand. Slam to the back. Oh, come on and slam! Despite this being an Extreme Rules match, no countouts, no disqualifications, the match still must end by pinfall or submission inside the ring. Mac preventing Businesstron from easily getting back inside. Wailing on him, lifting him up himself to that corner, tripping over that scuffed carpet. Both men have given so much to this matchup. Businesstron not wanting to part with the Ultraverse Championship he's held since the summer of Ultra. And Mac hoping to get that championship back. Mac is undefeated in the Ultraverse. Inside. Oh! Catching his chin on those metal bars. Inside the escape room. Maybe he's hoping to do another repeat. Maybe he could win the escape room a second year in the row. You know who else is undefeated at the escape room? You know who else is undefeated at the escape room? Oh, Igor Simp won the other one. Well, Igor Simp's not here. The only man left in the Ultraverse that's ever won an escape room match is Mac. And he's hoping to get there yet again. But what does this mean? Does this mean the loser isn't going to be inside the escape room? Surely not. A golden shower on the outside. Both men are too gassed. E-gassed. They're chanting one more time. What is wrong with this Ultraverse? Dragging the boy by the scruff of his beanie. His trilby. His puffer. His poof. Going for that pin. Could this be it? Are Mac's dreams dashed? And still, your Ultraverse World Champion. Mac no-selling immediately. Damn. Is Mac going back to his hibernation? I mean, I guess you were right to bet on Businesstron, right? Congrats to all the people that voted for him. Businesstron sweep. Will he make it to Wrestle Schizophrenia 3? Sorry, I ruined the shot. I fucking Kevin Dunned it. Hey, ha, ha. Yeah, ha, ha. Hey, ha, ha. And that, ladies and gentlemen, denizens of the Ultraverse, was the first weekly installment back in the Ultraverse Casino. We saw Molin 1 overcome Sticky Joe Mama handily. Todd Sullivan in a hard-fought battle take on Fred 2 and win. And Businesstron retain his Ultraverse World Championship. I don't know what this means for the escape room. Surely Mac should have an opportunity there again. Moving on to next week's television program. Okay. I think Businesstron is just going through This is like a seven evil X's situation. Going through all the previous Ultraverse World Champions to take out all of the potential competitors. Or maybe these are competitors that are going to be inside the escape room. The only men to hold the Ultraverse World Championship still left in the Ultraverse are Businesstron, Caveman Jim, Mac, and the Gooner. Another rematch from last week, Todd Sullivan versus Fred 2. So what's the main event going to be? Okay, a rematch. Stinky Joe Mama hoping to get his win back using the help of his tag team partner and co-best friend, you. Let me write all these down. Been a while since we've seen the Gooner as well. I have a sinking suspicion these are going to be the competitors in the escape room. But we're putting that together as we go along. I don't know what this means for the Bankrupt Championship. I guess fuck that. Well, let's go ahead and lock in this prediction right now. Businesstron versus the Gooner. Sorry, the Goner. The Gooner, 5 minutes on the clock. Prediction starting now. Start this show, shall we? Got to give it a little bit of time. Did that say rivalry? I don't know what's going on here. If you need a little... Okay, thank you, Entei. If you need a little incentivization, let's take a look at the numbers. Obviously, Businesstron is our Ultraverse World Champion, but is also 22 victories, whereas the Gooner has less victories, but also less losses, technically. Oh, I see. He's chewing on a book. He found a book that he's eating. Could Businesstron continue this Businesstron sweep? Also, this means Mac is at 2 losses in a row. Let me edit this. It's so small on this monitor. Hopefully we get full entrances this time. When's the last time the Gooner had a match? And did he lose? Damn, champion out first? That's nuts. I hope you like this entrance. No, the Gooner won his last match. It was inside the big vote War Games. The Ultraverse was already pretty crowded, and we weren't seeing a lot of returning... Oh, you can't even see this. Sorry. Couldn't see a lot of returning faces. You know, it's a miracle we're seeing Gooner and Mac at all. But now that we got 20 competitors, what does this mean for the Rock Salt, for Two Coin, for A Guy, for AZ Senior, for Dope Pig? Where is the Ultra Machine? Where is Girltra? Where is Mascot XL? Orangutan, Arceus Jr., Fred 3. I understand why Caveman Jim doesn't want to show his face. He's awfully close to getting eliminated, but still. How many losses is Fred 2 at? Well, I guess now he's just currently at 1. We'll have to see how this show goes. Businesstron won his last match. Gooner won his last match. Todd Sullivan won his last match. Stinky Joe Mama lost. Mullen won his last match. So all the streaks are correct. It's currently Caveman Jim at 5 and Mac at 2. We got to keep our eyes on that. I mean, in theory, this would have to put the Gooner inside the escape room match. Maybe the people in the back already know who's going to be inside the escape room, and they're having Businesstron fight them all one-on-one. We do have 4 weeks before that show. But what does this mean for Todd Sullivan or Fred 2? Are they just fighting for no reason? Or perhaps are they fighting for a shot at the Bankrupt Championship? We will have to see. We're looking back at last year's escape room matches. Igor Simp won the Bankrupt Championship in a match against Tropical, Stinky Joe Mama, Jebediah, Girltra, and Todd Sullivan. Who walked into that match as the champion? I think it was Todd, right? No, it was Jebediah, surprisingly. Not to worry, Igor Simp and Jebediah no longer even in the company. Perhaps they could be showing up at a Loser B show. Okay, please be careful. Both of the cats are on the desk. Currently, Entei is on the power strip where all of my computer things are plugged into. If the stream ends abruptly, you'll know why. Here, wait. I'm going to... First of all, I'm going to return all the stuff he knocked over. Secondly, I don't want to hit any of their heads or nothing. I did have the cat bed on the desk. Oh, fuck. I'm good. Before, but they weren't really using it. They don't really fuck with the cat bed at all, quite honestly. Hi, Entei. Please be careful. Should I open up that window? Don't you open up that window. Cats are making out sloppy style right now. Sorry, there's a match happening. Don't you open up that window. Hey, forget about it. Okay, I believe the predictions have been locked in. No, 7, 6. Dude, new meme, 7, 6. 3, 2, 1. 6! Oh, now it's gonna go to 1, right? 100% of the vote on Businesstron. 0%, and this is not like rounding. 0 people voted for the Gooner. So what happens to the people that voted for Businesstron if the Gooner wins? Did the points just go into the void? Into the Ultraverse ether? Into the Ultraverse ethos? Man, come here, man. Okay, count us at 5. Count us now at 1 again. Doesn't even count. 1, there we go. Interesting story with the Gooner is like he's again former world champion. He did win it from Square DEA in I believe a ladder match. I don't know why that happens. I guess he won a number 1 contendership. But before that was pretty aimless. His rival in Puke was eliminated from the Ultraverse. Now he really serves no purpose. You serve 0 purpose. Starting out was a masked vigilante who lost his mask after losing to Todd Sullivan in a steel cage match. Goondrop. Does he have a name? Is everything a drop? Oh, the Goonacide, of course. I don't think that was the Goonacide, though. Dude, that's not funny. He had a wife and kids. You may not have agreed with his politics, but he had a wife and kid, dude. His wife's so sad. Spinebuster! Again, this match, like most matches, must end inside the ring on the ace of the Ultraverse. 6. Say it. 7. All right, golden shower. Let's wrap this shit up, please. Sorry, Gooner. Goon. Good. Bye. Do I have to read stuff? Oh, a hard-earned victory for this superstar in what an incredible match. Wow! Bound by mutual respect. What does this mean for the escape room? That scene just warms my heart. Well, I don't give a shit if the Gooner and Businesstron are friends. That doesn't mean anything. Well, I guess everyone that voted for Businesstron was right. As the Businesstron sweep continues. The Businesstron victory lap. He better hold on to that Ultraverse title tight. Maybe he knows he's going to lose. He's doing one last retirement tour. Okay, congrats, Businesstron. Yeah, Todd Sullivan and Jebediah were a team, I guess. We have our next matchup, middle of the show, yet again. Todd Sullivan versus Fred 2, a rematch from the previous week. 5 minutes on the clock. Predictions have already... Goontron ship? I don't want to hear... Jimmy Goontron? Normally, I mean, I can give you the rundown of the numbers, right? 19 victories compared to 7 victories. Fred 2 has never won a clean one-on-one match. But even on top of that, you know, Todd Sullivan did beat him last week. I can't explain why this matchup's happening. I gotta go back and watch through all of the Ultraverse, because I have all the matches here, and create like a little, like the opposite of a ship chart, a hate chart, to see who all has had a match. Because surely... Oh. Todd Sullivan again did attack Fred 2 from behind last week. Superstar's ready for act. Not so fast. Look who's... Was he gonna fight AZ Senior? What is that competitor done to the suit? Okay, so maybe Todd Sullivan doesn't give a shit about Fred 2. He just wanted to stop him from aiding Business Tron. Okay, well, whatever they're doing, AZ Senior is involved. Complete chaos! He threw out the match, or the match has started. You can always tell which way a match is going depending on the shirt of the referee. Missile drop kick. The predictions haven't even closed yet. Oh, yeah! I don't want to hear about Goontron. Now, listen, Businesstron has a partner in Fred 2, and he doesn't look like to be giving him any help. Okay, is the prediction finalized? I just heard a deafening crack. What was that noise? Crack, 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 crack. Okay, still like 3 minutes left on this prediction. Lawn dart. We should do side bets for if this match is going to end before the prediction does. Can engage in some... I haven't gambled on Twitch. I don't know. If you bet against no one, do you still gain Ultra Points? Or do you just keep your Ultra Point? Do you get more? Fucking Todd Sullivan hates the Turbo channel for some reason. What is your problem? Kick. Oh my god! Pile driver! I hardly know her. A strike to the head. Lower back. Lower crack. Trying to bane his back. The bane of his existence. Todd Sullivan thought he could easily dispose of Fred 2, but Fred 2 is known to hold a grudge. He was not ready to give up on this. Todd Sullivan was scheduled to fight AZ Senior here tonight, but instead... Springboard. Instead, springboard clothesline. Trying to stand up on his own 2 legs. Grabbing him from behind. Strike to the back of the neck. Run the ropes. Duck under. Jump over. A diving European uppercut. Run the ropes. Springboard crossbody. Fred 2 not managing to catch this monster in time. I'll show you a white monster. Choking him out in the middle of the ring. Excuse my tempered tone, but I feel like I know where this is going. Hey, puppy. I feel like I know where this is going. Missile dropkick in the corner. Diving dropkick. Hurricane Rana. Oh! 619. 69. You know what's nuts? That's his finisher. How many times have we seen him do that? Not very often, right? He calls that the 69. He calls that 617. Go to sleep. Anesthesia. Smoke bomb. He wasn't able to capitalize. Oh, the Anaconda Vice? No, this is like something else. This is some other shit. I bet her balls stink. He really is fighting his 7 evil exes. Kick. Little stuff for the monkey. Monkey flip. Almost just every time he does that on a shorter opponent, he's at risk of snapping his neck in twain. What? Okay. Nobody gets anything. Todd Sullivan beat the shit out of Fred too. Alright. Sorry for Fred too that got 67% of the vote. Everyone gets their points back. I guess we just... Sure. Why not? I'm gonna go ahead and put in Sticky Joe Mama versus Molin 1 now. So that way we don't run out of time again. 5 minutes on the clock starting that prediction. Okay, well none of those points change, I guess. Fred 2 is technically not on the chopping block. I mean, he did lose, but nobody gets anything. What a colossal waste of everyone's time. I guess whatever fatal four-way we kick off the escape room with is just whoever isn't competing inside either this tag match or the escape room itself. Or... Well, no, it wouldn't be a trio. It couldn't be 3-on-3. All right, 5 minutes on the clock. Stinky Joe Mama versus Molin 1. This is a rematch from the previous week, but now it's the main event, and Stinky Joe Mama has his best friend in his corner. 5 minutes on the clock have already started. Prediction, kick off. Please, full entrances. All right, let's fucking go. Are we going to see their tag victory entrance? Their generic tag team number 2. Yeah. Now these are some best friends. The Onion Ring.
Accompanied by Hugh, representing the Orient Express.
Huh?
Valhalla, weighing in at 150
Saying that like I didn't...
one half of the mixed ultra-violent internet television
Tag team champions.
Steven Joe Mondo.
One of these days we're going to have to go back to Elden Ring. I played it on the PS5. I played it on Steam. It's about time I play it on the Switch too. Did that already come out? I don't know if it did. And Molin 1. The golfer. The bleeder. The gusher. The universe, the Ultraverse has been taken to calling him the Gusher. He beat the fuck out of Stinky Joe Mama last time. That used to refer to the Turbo Trio. Now it just refers to his tag partner. M. Oh, for Molin 1. I get it. Damn, he's hitting that shit. Did he do this last week? This guy's nuts. I hope he wins. Yeah! 6-7. Shut up. Ninjago ass intro music. Does that mean you're gonna vote for Molin 1? Or maybe 5 minutes is simply too long. We still got like a minute 30 left. No, the match isn't gonna end in a minute 30. Oh, maybe it might. Stinky Joe Mama, it took him 4 matches to get one over on Arceus Jr. And that's what got them the Best Friend Tag Team Championships. He's hoping, maybe you is just out there to take notes, hoping to learn a lot from losing to Molin 1. Because say what you will about these free TV matches. What's Molin 1 from in Ultraverse? Mario Golf Super Rush. Everyone's favorite BH Ultra Live stream series. Of course, you from Pikmin 4. Sticky Joe Mama from Elden Ring. Molin 1 from Mario Golf Super Rush. Moling to the outside. Keep Molin 1. Keep Molin. Come on! Please leave the Turbo table alone. They've already been through enough. This is what I get for saying Turbo is kicking Twitch's ass. Maybe Stinky Joe Mama is smarter than all of us. Because everyone's worried in the Ultraverse about their win-loss records. If you lose a certain amount in a row, you're going to get eliminated. But historically, or by that I mean last month, Stinky Joe Mama loses over and over and over again. But then at the big event, the premium live event, the pay-per-view, is able to get that victory and just reset the count anyway. Like he's doing right now with the out-ring count-out. 6. No, he's saying calm down. They didn't say 7. They had Mexican restaurant do catering at work. They had great tacos. Does that say AI pastor? Don't forget to thank your AI pastor. See, I don't go to traditional churches. I just talk to chat. I talk to Oracle or fucking whatever the newest AI thing is. And he tells me to praise Jesus. He tells me that actually I'm Jesus reincarnated. Molin won, that sneaky man. This is the same thing Arceus Jr. did, and it didn't work. Well, I guess... Turnover DDT. Stinky Joe Mama may be losing these matches, but if that's what it takes for him to win at the Premium Live event, then that's what it takes. Maybe Molin 1 hasn't clocked that quite yet. Molin 1's ultimate goal here should be to beat Stinky Joe Mama as quickly as possible. Oh! A figure 4? No, what is this? Not a submission, I can tell you that much. Well, the predictions have been finalized. 12% of the vote, 69 points, have been put on Molin 1. 88% of the votes have been put on Stinky Joe Mama because... Honestly, I was going to say, like, oh, you guys didn't watch the last show, but... Stinky Joe Mama has done this before. Has lost and lost and lost and then won when it counts. But I don't think week 2 of the Ultraverse is necessarily where it... Oh, this is the main event, by the way. Back throw! Ball in. That's not the ball in. Go for that pin. 1, 2. This might just... Oh, my... Okay. The fighting spirit. Okay, now we're going to get it, right? The ball in bomb. The Molin bomb. The Moling thunder. Ah, dude, he had a perfect game going. He could have pinned him if he just didn't cheat. Oh, and look where his cheating got him. Right into the exposed metal turnbuckle ring that he set up. Why is Molin 1 trying to cheat? He knows he can beat Stinky Joe Mama. Maybe now that he's lost his best friend tag title, he's more afraid of him than he ever was. Are we ever going to see you in any of these matches? Rolling side slam. I thought he was going to take another turnbuckle paddle. Have we ever seen him go up top like this? Stinky Joe Mama, you got to move. Double axe handle. Devastating. Keeping the small bug down with simply 1 foot. Feet are the most important part of golfing. Following him to the outside, not allowing him to get away, to get a breather even for a second. Lifting him up straight off the ground. Bench press. Make sure everyone sees. And then just dropping him like a sack of shit. You hear that thunderous thud as he hit the carpet. Stinky Joe Mama trying to roll. Oh! Getting those chops, getting those hits! We're at 5. Metal pole. 6! 7! Stinky Joe Mama celebrating a successful 6-7. If we get a count of 10, he's disqualified. And 10! It took an underhanded tactic. But Stinky Joe Mama... Man, you guys were right. That's what I get for doubting. And you didn't even get involved. Let me go ahead and save this. It's going to update in a second. Because Molin 1's win-loss record is now perfectly even with 8-8. He thought he ate. That was the main event. That was the 8 event. Maybe I shouldn't be doubting Stinky Joe Mama. Clearly, he's always got a plan. Man, fuck Stinky Joe Mama. Fuck Elder Ring. Well, now we get to jump into the third week of Ultraverse Television. Businesstron took on another one of his evil exes. Stinky Joe Mama managed to get the winner for Molin 1 this time. And Todd Sullivan and Fred 2 wasted everyone's time. The third week of Ultraverse Television. Penultimate. Okay. Kicking off the show with... I guess they've been degraded to the opening match now. Todd Sullivan versus Fred 2. Oh, now the Gooner is fighting Mac. That's curious. I feel like these guys have to be inside the escape room. Okay. The rubber match. I guess best of 3. They each got a win. Molin 1 thought the last one was a fluke. You didn't actually pin me. We need to decide in the middle of this ring which one of us is better. He keeps falling for Stinky Joe Mama. Stinky Joe Mama he's rage baiting his opponents to fight him and beat him over and over. But then he learns their patterns. He learns their boss fights. All right, let me write these down real quick, even though, hard to forget. Todd Sullivan v. Fred 2. Hopefully this one will have a proper ending. The Gooner v. Mac. And Stinky Joe Mama v. Mole in 1. You have to assume that you is banned from ringside. Maybe use the good luck charm. When's Fred Durst getting into the Ultraverse? He's right here, Fred 2. Maybe that'll be revealed to be Fred 1. Okay, start prediction. Who will win this match? Todd. Fred 2. 5 minutes on the clock, prediction starting now. I know 5 minutes is a long time. I probably should have started it sooner. Probably should have started it Gooner. Now, again, you guys know the play-by-play. 1922 and 7-11. My favorite year and my favorite restaurant. Last match ended in a no contest, but the match before that, Todd Sullivan won. Nobody has been added back to the chopping block yet, and if Fred 2 loses this, then he's going to be on the same tier as Mac. Mac hoping to reset his losing streak by winning against the Gooner. I have to imagine that all of these men will be present inside the escape room. But see, that's the thing about getting the same people over and over on these shows is there's 2 escape room matches, each with 6 competitors. And we're seeing the same, 7 people. 6, 7. I do want to go back, although this has nothing to do with the actual championship. Hopefully we're going to get full entrances here. Maybe that's why they kept baiting this over and over, restarting it, because, they haven't been able to get their full entrances yet. Look how happy he... Oh, now he's angry. So the title tournament ended... What were the finals? It was Caveman Jim, Businesstron, and Igor Sim. And then Summer of Ultra was a tag match for whatever reason. World at War, the first one. I hate that crack design. I'm a crack addict! Igor Simp beat Businesstron. Igor Simp is, of course, no longer with us. I think the main event of Red Mist was, it was Igor Simp versus Square DEA. The big vote, of course, wasn't a championship match. 20XX. The Gooner beat... Huh? Was it Square DA in the ladder match?
And his opponent from Elysian Fields, weighing in at 206.
I think so. Yeah, well, ladder match. So has anyone competed for the championship other than Fred 3 and lost? Well, I guess we have the actual escape room match. The escape room Mac. Which is, oh, do you guys remember what the escape room arena looks like, by the way? You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Mac, Fred 3, Businessron. Okay, Han Solo's also gone. You, the Gooner. So you and Fred 3 have competed for the championship in the Ultraverse and haven't won it. Yeah! Did he win it back from Caveman Jim at Summer of Ultra 2? Yes, okay. I gotta watch back World... no, this is just World at War 2. So who was... Nobody was the champion. They were just trying to win their tag titles. Okay, I see. Gotten 2 full entrances. Or was that... Well, that's the Gooner. They're doing some other shit. Doing Goon Slop. Okay, Red Mist ended with... Businesstron retaining. Who did he beat? Who did you ever beat? Tombstone? Okay, the Gooner. Was that for the title? Is he the champion here? Yeah, okay, so... Got it. The Gooner. And then, how did the big vote end? That was another... Okay, so the only... Ultraverse competitors, by the way, 40 seconds left in the prediction. Only Ultraverse competitors that have competed for the Ultraverse World Championship that haven't held it are you and Fred 3. Snare trap. Disc jockey. So maybe Fred 3 is going to be competing inside that Ultraverse escape room as well. We did add 5 competitors, right? We added 5 in 20XX. Well, I know where those 4 are going then. That's going to be the opener. Or, nah, yeah, that'll do it. Sorry, I'm like doing some other shit right now. Sorry, I can't be focusing on this. I'm like doing some other shit or something. Sorry, I couldn't be fucked right now. I'm too busy doing some other shit. Sorry, I'm on some shit you couldn't even comprehend. Sorry, I'm doing some other shit right now. So then we have... Okay. Now this is mighty interesting. Where's Mascot XL? Okay, so 6. 6 is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. So yeah, everyone's gonna have to be on the show. 1, 2. Actually... No idea. I might need to book the show a little bit, just a smidge. All right, yeah. I got this on lock. I'd be wrestling to everyone. Hello, welcome, Small Bunny. Welcome back to the Ultraverse. I think predictions have been locked in now. Has it been long enough? Yes. The predictions, of course, for Ultra Bets, where you get to bet your Ultra points. 7% of the vote on Todd Sullivan, and 93 on Fred 2. Mind you, Fred 2 has never won a match clean, has never beaten Todd Sullivan, and last match was a draw. I guess if Fred 2 wins, you have a... This is like how gambling works, right? If it's got low odds, you might... What the hell? Might as well do it. Just goon it. That's what I always say. Alright, this is going to require a little bit of Ultra booking. 6. 7. All right, back inside the ring. Springboard crossbody. Caught him again, going for that pin. 1, 2. Dude, if he wins off the 6-7, that's nuts. Well, now I want to go through the lineage of the Bankrupt Championship, but I imagine that's kind of its own thing. Why don't we know previous Bankrupt champions? You... Jebediah, Todd Sullivan, Igor Sim. Of course, Igor Sim and Jebediah are no longer in the company. Caveman Jim is in there somewhere. 1. Maybe he's open to get his rematch. He's certainly, like, gone down the card a little. Is he okay? He looks like he really hurt himself. Elbow to the head. Maybe Caveman Jim would... Oh, keep bumping it. An unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Maybe Caveman Jim does view the Bankrupt Championship as a demotion, but now he's focused on it. Reversal. So who's even like? Well, I think I know who the other competitors in the Ultraverse are then. Wait. Actually, who competed in last year? Okay, going for that pin. Last year's Bankrupt Championship. Tropical, Stinky Joe Mama, Jebediah, Girltra, Todd Sullivan. Okay. Did the Ultra Machine? Oh no, he was in like a triple threat match or something. He had some other shit going on. Okay, let me move these around then. Two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I got it. Another crossbody. Again, this card is subject to change. Never know what could happen inside the escape room. Normally, I wouldn't book the show, but like, I don't think the game will like default to 2 escape room matches. Frog Splash! Getting froggy with it. 2, 3. Again, he could not slay this monster. Another clean victory. Like, you could argue that Monster Hunter is a lot like Elden Ring. It's got big boss fights, and you just keep fighting in them over and over again. But it doesn't seem like Fred 2 is retaining any of this information like Stinky Joe Mama normally is. So what the hell is this? Is he bleeding under there? I know his paint might be running a little bit. Okay, well, listen, another win for Todd is another win for me. Is another win for God. Todd Sullivan has won. Sorry to all those people that bet on Fred 2. I'm going to start this other prediction right now. Is it the Gooner? The Gooner versus Mac. I imagine both of these men will already be competing inside the escape room, but nobody wants to go in with 2 losses, so they're going to try and upend that a little bit. A matchup between the 2 former Ultraverse World Champions, neither of which were able to take down the big Businesstron. 5 minutes on the clock between these 2, the Gooner or Mac. I think they fought several times before, actually. If you want to look at their win-loss records, we can go ahead and take a look over here. The Gooner is 11-18, while Mac is 15-11. So slightly better odds, but still somehow slightly less matches. Significantly less match. Well, 15. So 26 plus 28. So okay, so 2 less matches. That's actually not that significant. But live and learn. Live and learn. Oh? Oh, here comes his opponent from behind? I thought these 2 respected each other. What the hell? Businesstron respects no man. Accidentally assisting his former protege. Mac maybe attempting to recoup the team. Re-rally the troops. Now that Businesstron can feel the walls closing in for his Ultraverse World Championship. Oh, ball in. It's been an off-screen shuffle, apparently. How do you mean? Something's going on. Kick to the side of the head. I can't imagine Mac would want to win with the assist of Businesstron, but he's not going to just give up this. Again, we have these win-loss records. Currently, Caveman Jim stands at 5, and Mac is at 2 losses in a row. If you reach 7 losses in a row, you will be eliminated from the Ultraverse, and you can never come back, ever. Mac stands at 2, and the Gooner stands only at 2, or at 1. So if the Gooner loses this, he drops to 2, and Mac defaults back to having 1 victory. You don't want a bunch of losses going into the escape room. That's why we haven't seen Caveman Jim on regular TV. He's 2 losses away from getting knocked out. I imagine he's hoping and praying he's in either of the Ultraverse escape room matches at the escape room. So that way, like, sure, you have a higher chance of losing, but also a better opportunity to win a championship. I believe Caveman Jim is the only person to hold 2 singles gold, not at the same time, but in general, as both the Ultraverse World Champion and the Bankrupt. He's also a former Best Friends Tag Champion, so Caveman Jim is the only person to hold all 3 titles. Hey, oh, here we go. Depending on where Todd Sullivan's going, though, maybe hoping to win that Ultraverse World Championship, but it seems like Fred 2 is getting in the way. Again, we know that the Rock Salt is going to the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia 3 on April 15th against whoever ends this stream the Ultraverse World Champion. Missile dropkick. That pin. 1, 2. We have 7 people who have been eliminated from the Ultraverse. If we get one more, maybe Wrestle Schizophrenia will have like an 8-man something of all the losers. You know, the loser scramble. Just so everyone's there. Man, I'm hungry, I just realized. My plan today is immediately following the stream, just like going in the movie theater, and then I'm going to watch whatever they got there. I don't care what it is, I'm seeing it. I'm like 5 movies behind my new movie every week thing. I've only, granted, how many things have come out that have been worth it, right? Crime 101 is in theaters right now. I heard a lot about How to Make a Killing. I didn't see Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I have no intention of seeing that Zionist Scream. There was that Chris Pratt Mercy movie, Primate, the monkey horror movie. I'm sure a bunch of these are on streaming now or something. Run the Ropes, Dropkick. It's a Friday, and you know that means a movie time. Oh, busting Mac open, bleeding into his hat. 1, 2, that's not it. See, Mac wouldn't give up to something that simple. You simple, simple man. How long the stream goes, depending on... Oh, back throw. We have one... Oh, now they're both busted open, bleeding into each other's holes. Now this is a heated rivalry if I've ever seen one. Except instead of hockey, he's like a snowboarder or something. He's a cool boarder. Huh? Their bodies morphing together into one organism. They shouldn't be fighting like this. Hey, oh. Gunnar all the way to the other side. Could he be gearing up for the... That wasn't the Gunnar side, was it? I think he just, like, fucking backshotted him. I don't actually know it. I gotta check on the stream. As the stream's looking good. It's at 480p, though. That's auto quality. Auto. Oh, man, I made myself sad. We're still streaming. Hey, if I'm not streaming, I'm gleaming. I have to also, I gotta do the... What the hell is this? Off the rope flapjack? Flapjack. Hey, flapjack. I gotta remember to do the bracket at precisely 4:30, regardless of where I am. If I'm inside a movie, I'm doing it inside the movie. 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn, he didn't get to 7. We can't all be the Gooner. It was Sticky Joe Mama that's really embraced that. He's gonna get over now that he's tackled onto this meme. Kick to the gut. Slamming him down. The strength of Mac. The Mac of man. It's one of those, you know, the classic myth. Man versus nature, man versus food, and Mac versus the Gooner. How are we sounding? How's the chat feeling today in this installment of Ultraverse The Escape Room? The next time we see the Ultraverse, potentially the last time, potentially. April 15th. Up top. Pointing right at him, saying, you! Bop, bop, bop. Double axe handle. It's devastating. 1, 2, 3. Imagine losing to a double axe handle. Thus is the life of the Gooner. I guess Matt corrected his record. I know I gotta put these guys in like proper ranking order. He's bleeding under his goggles. Well, no wonder. If you're wearing goggles in the ring like this, they're gonna get pushed into your face. That's why he's never taken them off. He's got that red mark around him. Welder's goggles. Congrats to 100% of the people that voted for Mac. You chose correct. I always assume they refused him by now. Yeah, maybe he just won't. He's just not able to take them off. Well, now we have our main event for the penultimate TV episode of Ultraverse Television at the Ultra Casino. Our main event, a rematch from last week. This time, you not in Stinky Joe Mama's corner. You have 5 minutes to already lock in your answer between Stinky Joe Mama and Molin 1. Of course, we've looked at the record. Stinky Joe Mama stands at 14 wins and 29 losses. Almost reaching that record of most losses shared by Businesstron. Molin 1, of course, is an even 8-8. But as far as these two go, outside of tag matches, they're all caught up. There's now a 1v1 match to see who is the better man. Meanwhile, Stinky Joe Mama has ulterior motives to learn everything he can about Molin 1. Last month, he absorbed all the information on Arceus Jr. Fix your mic? Alright. I'm not saying all that shit again, so I hope you, whatever, just listen to the crackly version. Stinky Joe Mama last month learned everything he could, absorbed all the information about how to beat Arceus Jr., and now he's going to do the same for his tag partner to hope that they will keep, the Onion Ring will keep the Best Friend Tag Team Championships. Because remember, I think it was the Turbo team that won their first tag titles at last year's Escape Room, or maybe the year before. Perhaps. No, because the Ultraverse started in, like, 25, right? Was it? Yeah. That's why this is only the Escape Room 2. What am I looking at here? Am I trying to be brainwashed? Where is Stinky Joe Mama? How's it sound now? I'm waiting for him to show up. He misses Q? Is there a Mr. Q? Oh shit, he's got the... Well, he's got the whole world in his hands for one. Learning from his former master, I get... Well, no, like... What is Stinky Joe Mama's tie to Caveman Jim? Maybe everyone in the Ultraverse is just preparing for Caveman Jim to be eliminated. And everyone is rallying to take all his stuff. Their inheritance. I just never thought we'd see the Stinky Joe Mama championship entrance because... Well, never thought he'd be a champion. A tag title does count. His first championship in the Ultraverse, mind you. Oh yeah! It's very epic music. Well, this is our main event for week 3 of Ultraverse Television. This long-ass entrance will give us enough time to lock in our predictions. A minute 30 left on the clock to lock in said predictions. And we haven't even seen Molin 1's beautiful entrance yet. With his beautiful visage. I wish you could see what's in front of me right now, because under the monitor, 2 cats are sleeping. My life is awesome, actually. Yeah, that does sound pretty fucking awesome. Oh, he waited all the way to the end of the entrance? Oh, he's still... He said, that entrance was long as hell. I'm not waiting anymore. Come on out here. I'm going to kick your ass. I imagine Molin 1, my voice claim is he sounds like... You know that old video of that dude yelling because his daughter was crying? It's like, consequences will never be the same. That guy. Well, Molin 1 was ready to do a proper matchup, but he thought that this championship entrance, which we've never seen, was taking far too long and said, fuck it, I'm running out there. And he didn't even hit him from behind. He said, join me outside, we're going to fight. Because Molin won, while he used underhanded tactics last week, and ultimately was his downfall, even though Stinky Joe Mama won by countout, wants to get this clean victory over this guy. He wants to prove to the Turbo team, to his partner, Arceus Jr., that he can, in fact, be the ace of the team and they can win back their Best Friends Tag Team Championships. Because in the lineage, Arceus Jr. and Molin 1 have held the Best Friend Tag titles 2 times. Business Tron has also had it 2 times, but with 2 different partners because he gets around. So if they could win them back, they could be the only people to one, have any championship 3 times. They're in a constant arms race with Business Tron. No! No, maybe he's trying to shake the clothes off. I guess he successfully shook it off. I just want to shake your clothes. What other series aren't represented in the Ultraverse? I guess, like, you know, we got 20 competitors and we got 7 eliminated. It really doesn't matter. I don't think we need to add more. But a bunch of them, I presume, are going to the islands. Not Penn Island. What would we call the Tomodachi Life Islands? Total Tomodachi Islands? I guess if it allows that many characters. So here's the plan, right? In April, Wrestle Schizophrenia happens on the 15th, which is a Wednesday. Tomodachi Life comes out Thursday. Spending that Thursday creating all the characters and setting up everything on the islands. And then, like the week after, maybe it will be a weekly series, maybe it'll take the place of like Monday or Wednesday, we'll see. Every week there will be an elimination until there's 1 person left on total Tomodachi Islands. We should do 22, right? 22 competitors. And there's, for counting Ultraverse characters, which are, you know, the BH Ultra Stream characters, some of them are already Mii's. Like I said, there's 28. So 6 of them are not going to make it in. I don't want to, listen, I don't want to show my bias. Out of all the characters I've created, you know, like original characters, Han Solo is the dumbest one. Like, the bit is that he's like a stoner, a Shaggy Orville Rogers-esque character. And he looks like Yoda, and his name is the wrong character and also spelled wrong. Not a good bit. If we could delete that guy from the Ultraverse from the entire lineage forever, I would be pleased. God damn. We've obviously got Igor Simp and Molin 1 are already Mii's. I mean, we gotta put Crying Boy in there too a little bit, maybe. Because the average, like, he has a last name. Han Solo? Or are you talking about Shaggy Orville Rogers? Which technically his name is Orville Rogers. His name should be Orville Shaggy Rogers. Oh, it probably is. His friends just call him Shaggy. Shaggy's in the other room trying to get a new name. Headbutt, using the cap of that hat. Maybe I should make these Mii's preemptively. A preemptive Mii strike. But I feel like those 3 hours in Tomodachi Life are going to be spent just making all the characters. His full name is Norville Rogers. Yes. Did I say Orville before? Sorry, I have Star Wars on the mind. And I said what I just said on purpose. Busting him open. Stinky Joe Mama managing to gain that reversal to take advantage of the Molin 1. Of the Mole 1. The Photon. The Molinum. I just want to... And honestly, like... Of all the Pokemon series I have had on stream, like AZ Senior, Arceus Jr., Girltra, Square DEA, those are the big 4. I guess I gotta get Arby's #meats in there. If I ever, you know, well, now that we know that Pokemon isn't coming out until next year, like new Pokemon, I could probably focus on my living decks and actually do Pokemon Violet. Maybe that should be my priority. Also, I have a Heart Gold Nuzlocke burn a hole in my hole. We have Aqua Admin and Aegis from Sword and Shield as well. Not that that shit matters. And then just like Andrew from Let's Go Pikachu. Oh yeah, and I had Brilliant Diamond. Whatever, that doesn't... Remakes don't count. Legends doesn't count as a remake. That's its own shit. That's like something else, man. And what I'm getting at is like, there's too many Pokemon characters. I'm too busy fetching Pokemon creatures. I forgot about Mac the... No, did I say Mac the Human earlier? I think I did. So, wait. Mac the Human, Jebediah, Square DEA, Han Solo, Igor Simp, Tropical, Puke. I think that's all of them. I don't... Did I miss anyone? I think we're good. Oh, that top rope leg drop. Maybe we keep the wrestlers in wrestling. So no Caveman Jim, Orangutan, Tropical, or Todd, or the Gooner. And then not Han Solo, so that's 20... That's 21, though. We only have 27 wrestlers right now. We need to get rid of 5. So not Han Solo, so then 4. I don't fucking know, man. We'll figure it out. The Ultraverse is entirely different. We have a long line of BH Ultra Live characters. Dropping his full body on his full weight. I wish you could like download characters. I'm gonna spend hours upon hours. I should just take that Thursday off. I'm gonna need to create all the characters. And for Squirtle, it's gonna be for some of the characters, it's gonna require a lot of art. 1, 2, 3. All right, Golf Bomb. Molin 1 got his win back. Sorry, I was a little preoccupied or just regular occupied. But this means Stinky Joe Mama now stands at 30 losses. Rivaled only by Businesstron's 31 losses. And if Businesstron continues this business streak, Stinky Joe Mama could be the most... It's interesting that the most losingest people in the Ultraverse are also our champions. But Stinky Joe Mama made him bleed. And I imagine that's all he cares about. Ignore that. Well, that was the main event. The penultimate Ultraverse, which means we have one more episode of... Oh, I gotta decide the prediction, managed prediction. Okay, 100% of that vote was on Molin 1, so you guys were right. Man, rip Stinky Joe Mama, that sucks. We saw Todd Sullivan beat Fred 2 again. Saw Mac fix his losing streak, but create a new one for the Gooner. Saw Molin 1 win their best of 3 against Stinky Joe Mama. The question is, will these two fight yet again on next week, the go-home show to the escape room? Okay, a rematch. Maybe Mac is feeling a little... Wait, no, that's Caveman Jim. Uh-oh. Fucking great. All right, the main event is Stinky Joe Mama versus Molin 1. We know the story here. Last month, it took Stinky Joe Mama 3 losses to eventually get a win over on Arceus Jr., but he already got his win, so I don't know. Maybe Molin wants to largen the gap. We're kicking off the show with Caveman Jim versus Mac. We haven't seen Caveman Jim since the 20XX Rumble. Caveman Jim currently stands at 5 losses, and if he loses 2 more times, he's eliminated from the Ultraverse. Mac recently had a Ultraverse Championship match against Businesstron because Wrestle Schizophrenia last year was main evented by a triple threat between Businesstron, the champion Mac, and the 20XX Rumble winner Caveman Jim. Now we're finally getting those 1v1 matches. We've seen Businesstron versus Caveman Jim. Now we saw Businesstron versus Mac, and now we get to see Caveman Jim versus Mac. The Gooner wants a rematch against Businesstron because he lost again. I don't know what his thinking is, but... Well, no, Businesstron attacked him from behind when they thought they were good friends. Maybe the Gooner is not going to hold back this time around. So we have our kickoff match. Caveman Jim v. Mac. A match we've never seen, I don't believe. Then we have the Gooner v. So this all but confirms that Sorry, I can't spell. All but confirms that Caveman Jim is also in that escape room matchup. Well, I'm going to go ahead and lock in this prediction now, or begin this prediction. Manage prediction, start prediction, who will win this match. Caveman Jim returns, and Mac is here. 5 minutes on the clock, prediction starting now, and now I'll start the show. With our kickoff match, Caveman Jim, sorry for that gross noise, versus Mac. I have to sneeze. Mac, of course, 16-11. Caveman Jim is an even 17-17, but 5 losses. If Mac somehow manages to win this match, and Caveman Jim is in the escape room, we could see it just takes 2 losses. We could see the elimination of Caveman Jim from the Ultraverse here today. And what could that mean for Wrestle Schizophrenia? Well, it can mean that we're definitely getting an 8-man losers battle royal at Wrestle Schizophrenia. I gotta book that show. Because last year, we didn't do the weeks of television. We just did the show because the show was long. Okay. Let's see if this continues. How many matches were there? I think last year was like 7 matches. It was probably more than that. 1 escape room match will determine the bankrupt champion. And we don't know who's facing the bankrupt champion. The next escape room match will determine... Damn, totally ripping off Stinky Joe Mama. Will determine who will face the Rock Salt, the winner of the 20XX Rumble, at Wrestle Schizophrenia 3. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rocky Road. Wear this crown of thorns on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be his entrance theme. Oh, they said ugh. Prediction still happening. Luckily, Caveman Jim's entrance is long enough. These are the 3 matches we have before the Escape Room Premium Pay-Per-View Live event. The PPPLEV. Or no, the Premium Pay... The PPPVLE. He's hearing voices. I really don't know what Wrestle Schizophrenia can hold for us. What we could do is we currently have 20 members of the Ultraverse and 7 losers. Assuming that no one else loses. Well, we're going to have 27 regardless. No one's getting added that we know of. We got to get rid of 5. If there is a losers battle royal between 7 losers, we could just say like the winner goes on to Tomodachi Life and the 5 losers don't. But then well, no, that would have 6 losers, so we would need a new person. We'll figure it out. We'll we'll get to the bottom of this. Oh shit. Gooner time. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that about Mac. I forgot that he gets pyro. I imagine Orangutan will take umbrage with that. Not that it matters. I mean, Mac isn't competing for the Bankrupt Championship. Oh, they're booing him. I can hear the boos. Are there any baby faces in this fucking company? I guess the Rock Salt, even though he came in number 30, nobody knew who he was and won. Everyone comes into the Ultraverse as a good guy, but then, you know, the Ultraverse weighs on them. Ring the bell. The kickoff match. A rematch. Actually, sorry, my mistake. I keep forgetting he's not Businesstron. Two former members of the Big Bad Bosses, the two people who betrayed Businesstron within the same night last year's 20XX. Caveman Jim and Businesstron defended their tag titles, and then Caveman Jim would go on to win the 20XX Rumble. Mac would then shortly go on to win the Ultraverse World Championship inside the Escape Room, which created, and also, you know, the Big Bad Bosses lost their tag titles to the Turbo Team, which created the triple threat in the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia 2. That was Caveman Jim versus Businesstron versus Mac. And I believe Businesstron walked out of that. No, Caveman Jim walked out the champion. So all three of them, Caveman Jim, Mac, and Businesstron, have held the Ultraverse World Championship. The Gooner is in there somewhere. Sure, why not? Okay, running into the referee. That's what you get when you're with the Big Bad Bosses. Mac not managing to beat Businesstron one-on-one. I think Businesstron definitely beat Caveman Jim because he won the title from him at Summer of Ultra 2. And now they're going to determine, I guess, who's in second place. That's sad. I mean, this whole match is sad. Mac just reset his losing streak, but Caveman Jim is still at 5 losses. I can't perceive Caveman Jim losing to this kid, but he's at 5. Again, could totally reset the count, or he could go into the escape room with 6 losses, meaning that if he loses in an escape room match, he's out of the company altogether. We have 20 competitors currently in the Ultraverse, which is a lot. I don't think we've ever had more than that, have we? Because within the same night at Wrestle Schizophrenia 2, when Fred 2 debuted, someone else was eliminated. I think that's where Puke was eliminated. Knee to the head. Bring it to the corner. He stinks. Grabbing Caveman Jim. And that flapjack. Hey, flapjack in the middle of the ring on the ace of the ring of the Ultraverse. All right, have these predictions been concluded? Wear this crown of the... Predictions have concluded. You're never going to believe this. 33% of the vote is on Caveman Jim, which means 67% of the vote is on Mac, with 10K on Mac and 5K on Caveman Jim. A kick to the crest on his chest. People are expecting Mac to win this, which I guess I always go for the bigger guy. You're a big guy. Big guy. Big guy. Mac doing freak shit. You gotta do it in a universe like this. Slamming his head. Slam a cow. Slam attack. Just doing everything in his power to prevent Caveman Jim from standing up, and yet he perseveres. Can I ask you guys, who do you guys want to see as the Ultraverse champion walking out of this premium live event? This premium pay-per-view live event, this PPPVLE. Because whoever wins the Ultraverse World Championship, Frog Splash, faces the Rock Salt in the main event of... The Rock Salt has already stamped his claim, remember? He's only had one match and he's won it. He only does big matches, big fight feel. Sit out, Starstorm, Tricky. Time to get tricky. No fucking way. Huh? Man, that was a huge upset. That's actually insane. Caveman... Of course Caveman Jim is pissed. 6 losses in a row. Could we see the end of Caveman Jim's stint in the Ultraverse? He's got to be hoping that he wins whatever escape room match he has put in. Wow. Just take a look at that score. Damn, 67% was right. That's nuts. No wonder he's at 6 losses. What happened to Caveman Jim? All right, I'm locking in the prediction, or beginning the prediction for... Okay, the Gooner versus Businesstron will at least be a normal match, right? Every time we get... Oh, no, we're not getting Todd Sullivan versus Fred anymore. Okay, thank God. The Gooner versus Businesstron, 5 minutes on the clock. Prediction starting now. I'm going to go and lock this answer in on my every single match in the Ultraverse chart. That is absurd. Your body's insane. We have the middle of the card. The Gunnar hoping to get a rematch. There are 2 losing streaks concurrently happening in the Ultraverse. Caveman Jim with 6 losses and the Gunnar with 2. Even if the Gunnar loses this match and then has a match at the Escape Room and loses, and then has a match at Restless Schizophrenia and loses, that's still only 5. No one here is really at risk of being eliminated, especially if the Ultraverse is ending that day to then be carried over into Tomodachi Life, Total Tomodachi Island. But I want to go ahead and look at this playlist real quick. If I can check on this while I'm stalling and the predictions are coming in. If I can go to this turbo channel, this here turbo channel, this turbo over here, this turbo over here. How many installments of the Ultraverse have we had? Currently 13, so Restless Schizophrenia will be 14. So not quite reaching those 38. Did the computer just crash? Okay, thank God. The 38 weeks of the Nintendo Switch Kick the Bucket countdown. So we're currently at, I'm going to have to say this real quick. Gunnar Jobber entrance. The Goon Job. The Superstar's ready. Wait a minute! That's the winner of 20XX! That's the Rock Salt! The person who's going to face the Ultraverse World Champion. Businesstron, the current Ultraverse World Champion, says, I'm tired of this. I beat the Gunnar. I beat Mac. I'm going to win the Escape Room, and I'm going to beat the Rock Salt. This could be the craziest win streak we've ever seen in Ultraverse history. If Businesstron manages to... Nobody's ever successfully retained inside the Escape Room, right? No, I guess Igor Simp did. Wait, did he? No, Igor Simp won in the Escape Room. The title is always changed into the Escape Room. And last week we saw several, or last month, we saw several title changes. Could Businesstron do the impossible and retain his Ultraverse World Championship inside the Escape Room? We're about to find out. Well, we're not about to find out. I guess the Gunnar... If the Gunnar manages to beat Businesstron here, that could have greater implications for the Escape Room. And also, you know, he gets to fix his losing streak, even though he's not really at risk here. Regardless on if we come back to the Ultraverse after Restless Schizophrenia 3 or not, the scores will at least be reset. A little soft reboot. Or maybe they won't. Maybe we'll keep them the same. Maybe Restless Schizophrenia will just be an annual thing. I wanted to... Right, so we have... Let me look at the calendar here. We have done 21 installments of GTA Online. This upcoming Saturday is Friend Slot. We should probably determine what we're going to do for Friend Slot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's sometime in November. So let's say 20. 20 more weeks of GTA Online Weekly. Presumably, if we're doing it every other week. Well, wait, did I say 21 or 20? That'll end at 41 episodes. Or maybe we just end that series at 38, like we did the Kick the Bucket countdown. Granted, the Ultraverse isn't a weekly show, so it's a little bit different. We missed a handful of weeks with the Kick the Bucket countdown. But no series has gotten past that 38-week stint at the top, that 38-week streak of the Kick the Bucket countdown. Seems like that's the sweet... I just yanked my fucking headphones out of my head. Sorry. Sorry, kitties. Alright, you heard it here first. Regardless of what happens, GTA Online Weekly ends in... Did I count that correctly? That can't be right. Ends in episode 38. So we have 17 more weeks. And I said I needed like 13 million. We'll see how much money we can make each stream. If we have the... Because here's my thing. I could either try and make a little bit each stream, or if we could just do Criminal Mastermind heist with the same heist crew, then we can get that cool 10 mil from the Pacific Standard. And if I have 3 mil by the time I get there, then that'll be perfect. So I could either try and get 1 million each week, or I could just focus on actually, like, locking in on the heists. Because my only personal goals are getting all that money so I can get all the vehicles. Hopefully doing the actual Criminal Mastermind heist challenge. Oh, Golden Shower, by the way. And also maybe doing all the stunt. Huh? Okay, well, that was a no. I guess I jinxed it by saying at least we don't have to deal with Todd Sullivan. That was a no contest. Alright, sorry for the 100% of the vote that was on Businesstron. I mean, you would have voted correct. Sticky Joe Mama Molin won. That's what's happening. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock. There you go. Scoreboard does not change. Let's just jump into the next match. Our main event. Wait. Yeah, our main event of the the main event of the Go Home show of Ultraverse Television. Okay, I stood up so I would stop sweating. The cat immediately sat on the chair, so I'm going to be standing now. Can you guys hear me? How far away do I sound? 5 minutes on the clock. What if I pan it up? Yeah, perfect. What if I hold it up like that? Perfect. It's just facing upwards now. I should stand for all the... Sorry. I should stand for all these streams is what I was saying. Man, we might be out of here in a solid 3. This 2-movie deal might be more doable than I previously did. Did done do. Scooby Dooby, Shaggy, Norville Rogers, do. Oh, they got married. All right, main event time. On the rocky road to Dublin. Oh yeah, we're gonna get his championship entrance again. Okay, let's do a side bet. Do you think Molin 1 is gonna wait the entire entrance this time? Because last time it cost him, right? He attacked him during his entrance and then he lost. Maybe he's hoping to rectify that. But here's the thing. If they end these 4 weeks being perfectly tied up, 2 Stinky Joe Mama and 2 Molin 1, it can only be decided who's the better man inside that tag championship matchup. That's what I get for standing up. Alright, well... hopefully he doesn't attack. While these entrances are playing, I'm legit just going to go stand outside because it looks really nice. I want to see how cold it is. This is, by the way, February 27th. This might be a shorts and t-shirt day. Oh, hi, kitty. I mean, it's a little chilly, but I think if I just wear socks, I'll be good. Do I dare wear jorts and boots today? Like my hero, John China. Okay, please be... They're both on the desk and there's... Okay, don't step on the keyboard. At least let me move it. Thank you, brother. God damn it. Okay, well, he almost lasted the whole time again. He knew that if he ran in on this match, he would lose, but he was tired. He didn't want to wait through the whole entrance. Well, he's not going to make that same mistake twice. He's beating him up immediately. Question is, will this matchup have a proper winner? Going up top. Elbow drop. Okay, I want to try something. For one, I should move this chair. This is in the way right now. I know I'm doing a bunch of other shit. Elbow drop. Slam attack. Can put these here. If I can turn back time to hypothetically some kind of good old day, and move that like there. Okay, this is gonna fall over. Let me fix this. Sorry, kitty. Didn't mean to crush you just then. Put that there. I'm making a comfortable sleeping area for them. I'll put their bed back over here. Their bed, bath, and beleaguered. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. Yeah, what if I put their cat bed on the desk? What if this is just a permanent part of the desk now? Can I move the monitor back anymore? I think the monitor's as far as it's gonna go. Alright, I'm back. I am here. Now, the thing has changed other than my secondary monitor is a little bit farther away. Now, this isn't enough room for them. Is that better? Or I could put it between... No, but that's where the camera is. Over that pin. Yeah, he's sleeping just next to the bed. I don't think they like the cat bed very much, I'll be honest. Run the ropes. Duck under. Oh, not even jumping over, just a kick to the shin. Again, this is the final match before we will see the arena. Back in Vegas, Reno. I think we're in Vegas now, and it will be in Reno. For where... What is he saying? Chicken tender? Chicken tender! For the escape room. The escape room is the final stop on the road to WrestleSchizophrenia 3. In 47 days from now. Okay, please be careful. He's standing on the goddamn power strip again. Alright, flash photography. That could mean something. I have to assume that the predictions have ended. Honestly, like... It'll weigh a little bit on my ankles or whatever. I should do all of my at the computer stream standing up. I should stand for 6 hours during friend slot. Prediction: 100% of the vote is on Stinky Joe Mama. Considering he did win last time, but that's still only once. Or no, it was twice actually. I'm constantly doubting this kid. And I shouldn't. He's a current best friend tag champion and potentially the future of this industry. Really, anyone small, I'm like, this young kid, this young up-and-comer. Nobody's been in the Ultraverse longer than, well, maybe a handful of people. Like, Fred 3, Stinky Joe Mama, no, Stinky Joe Mama was later, right? Because that was a 2022 creation. As far as the original installment, that wasn't, like, on Xbox, or that in the Xbox video. Caveman Jim's old as hell. Forget about it. Focusing solely, Socust Foley, on these stream characters. Every single one of these characters has been invented, has been created, was birthed on a BH Ultra live stream. Maybe that's why I can't do Aegis or Aqua Admin, because they weren't technically created on stream. Arby's hashtag meets was. Amir's in there somewhere. I mean, if we see Caveman Jim get eliminated from the... Either, here are our two options, right? Either Caveman Jim loses and gets eliminated from the Ultraverse, or Caveman Jim wins and goes to WrestleSchizophrenia as the champion. Potentially, depending on what match he's in, the main event of WrestleSchizophrenia. So either he's fired or he's in the main event. One or the other. You want me to move the chair closer, bud? There you go. I'm going to keep standing, honestly. Because I'm still standing. Stronger than I ever did. It's not spring yet, so I can't... I mean, do I fucking just wear the bandana? I normally just, like, wait... Oh, dude, the Best Friends Tag Team Champion is still out there. Sorry, my dumb head is covering it. My head almost perfectly aligns with the belt. That's cinematic, in a way. the championship that they're ultimately going to be fighting for sits on the outside as they beat the piss out of each other. Damn, look at that ref's arch. So we had, I think, 2 Molin 1 victories and 1 Stinky Joe Mama victory, right? Yeah, because Molin 1 won last week. I was mistaken. I was lying through my teeth. So if Stinky Joe Mama wins this, then they're perfectly tied up. Right in time for the escape room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, crossface! Sorry, it's stuck in my fucking head now. Oh my god! Molin 1 just gave up. Tapping out in the middle of the ring. Back to his regular score of 9-9. Stinky Joe Mama is not the tied for the most losingest in the company. Businesstron is still the biggest loser, even though he's on a crazy win streak right now. I mean, say what you will about losses, but if I'm looking at this score correctly, nobody has won more matches than Businesstron. Orangutan's close with 21, and Todd is right behind that with 20. Who's been in the most match? I mean, it's Businesstron, right? He's been in 54 matches. And that, denizens of the Ultraverse, I cannot believe he made him tap out. The only person that's ever made someone tap out before was Igor Sim. Suppose this time we jump ahead. That was the go home show, which means we are now going. Hold on, I gotta make sure this is correct. Going to the 2nd annual Ultraverse Escape Room. But first, how do you guys feel about this song? Predictions have not started yet. The superstars are still rolling up in their big shared bus. I kind of thought I would be done by now. Well, let's just sing along. Sing along if you guys know the words. Diddly 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 dee 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 diddly dee dee diddly 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 hee 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 hee. Perfect. Let's kick off this show, shall we? Or actually, well, we gotta wait for... Do you guys want to know what the first matchup is? I say we wait for the... Well, we gotta lock in predictions, right? Alright, I'll have it on standby. Don't you worry. There are going to be 4 matchups tonight in Ultraverse WrestleBets The Escape Room. We're actually going to see some entrances tonight, which is nice. We very seldom get to see that. I think we could show the entrances. I'll start the prediction as soon as the entrances begin. We'll start with that, right? We'll do it that way. Hi, kitty cat. 5 minutes on the clock is as follows. Traditional votes. The Escape Room. There he is. The master of A or B testing. Of a 50% chance. From the world of Los Santos. 2 coin. Flip a coin and make a deal. Also, we get the very special Escape Room ring. With the Shadow the Hedgehog promotion. See, we only get... Other companies can change their ring every year. We can add a 2, maybe. But listen, we're not made of money. If we gotta reuse the... I know that the promotion doesn't work anymore, but if we gotta use... Hey, it's the 20th anniversary of... Wait, no, it's not. Last year it was. Well, you live and you learn. Live and learn! One of these characters is gonna make a lot more sense if we see the entrance. Well, this is 2 coin.
And his opponents, first from the internet.
From the internet.
100 pounds. Guy!
100 pounds? That's not much. A guy. It's a guy. A long requested character making his debut in the 20XX Rumble. A guy is here. Yeah! That's what the AG stands for. They're calling him the AG of the Ultraverse. Who knows what that means? Maybe it means OG, I don't know. But he is a guy. What if there was a guy in a wrestling ring? And there he is, a guy. And their opponent... Okay, this is enough time to lock in the predictions. So these are 3 men that debuted at 20XX in the Rumble, but haven't shown up since, and are all currently 0-1 because they lost the Rumble, and didn't get their proper entrances. So we're seeing that here tonight. Hopefully one of them can gain a win. I'd be surprised if everyone loses this match.
From Sin City, weighing in at
Here he is. The coolest swine in time, Dopig. Prediction still in place. Long entrance. 40 seconds on that clock for the prediction. 2 coin. A guy. Dopig. We know very little about any of these men or any of their movesets. Dopig and 2 coin immediately going for each other. Yeah, well, a guy watching, taking advantage. I don't think that the winner of this matchup gets anything. There's no opportunity on the line. All they're fighting for is their first ever victory in the Ultraverse. It's really tough. It's tough enough. Oh, going for that kick. It's tough enough to debut in the Rumble and lose in the 20XX Rumble. It's even worse to do that and then not show up. I guess they're a touring attraction. Nobody here is at risk of elimination. There's no shot at a championship. All they're trying to do is not be a loser. The 2 men who lose this matchup become I think the only members of the Ultraverse to never win a match. I guess AZ Senior is also in there, but he's a little preoccupied. Yeah, just those. Holy shit, Dopig's got a stick. No one else gonna gamble? People haven't been very set on gambling today. I think they're trying to hoard their Ultra points. Yeah, 1 person. Okay, 100% of the vote on Dopig. I hope for your case, Fedalicious, you are right. A Dopig sweep. Throwing 2 coin around. This is I mean, I'm making coping excuses. This is what happens when you stream ever so slightly earlier. Okay, well, I did say I would at 11, and then it was actually 11:30 because I had to do some other shit. What if there was a guy who had to do some shit? 2 coin going after... A guy is, like, you would think the biggest threat in this match. He is the tallest, he is the largest, the most built. Also, you know, the gravity being in space stretches you out a little bit, which is why he is that stretch. Dopig is just small in general. Dopig's just a cool guy. I think that 2 coin is having a crisis right now, because normally 2 coin is all about the 50% chance, right? A 1v1 matchup. Who can win? I have a 50% chance. Somebody is going to win. It's either me or you. Flip a coin. But he has never been in a one-on-one match. Oh, Dopig doing the dope spin. These 3 men have only ever been in matches together. And maybe we could see I mean, last time this happened... Last 20XX Rumble, when there were 3 debuts, Arceus Jr., Molin 1, and Mascot XL. They all formed a team. They immediately became the Turbo Trio. Now, these three men are fighting each other, but it doesn't seem like they hate each other. They just don't want to be losers. And what do you do when you're three losers put together? Could we see the formation of a new trio? Potentially. In theory, whoever wins that tag match could go... Oh, seeing some choking suplexes. 3. Or maybe 2Coin wants no part of it. Why would 2Coin want to be in a group of 3 people? Coins don't have 3 sides. Flip a coin! Rolling the dice! That's not a coin. 2Coin could get his first victory here. Maybe he doesn't have to be with this loser squad. Picking up that stick, the twig, the pig in a blanket. That's and throwing it down, saying, I won't use it. I guess he flipped a coin to see if he would use the weapon or not. Run the ropes. 2Coin had the opportunity. Oh, Dope Pig's got a bat! Oh. I bet he's got a bat and a yo-yo. I bet he's got Pogs in his pocket, too. He's so cool. Where's his skateboard? Oh, multiple punches to Dope Pig. Kick to the back. The lower back. The small of his crack. A guy smartly rolling out of the way and trying to avoid the wrath of 2Coin. Every decision 2Coin makes is decided via coin flip, which makes a triple threat match with 3. He has a 33.3% chance of winning, which... Hey, Snake Eyes! He's all about that gambling. Maybe whoever wins this gets that big fucking casino ring. What does that mean normally in AEW? They get like a championship match or they just do some... Hold on, let me look into this. Casino Battle Royal. Okay, right. Google doesn't work anymore. I forgot. Okay, well, these 3 are going to continue fighting all around the... punch to the guts. I want to see your guts! All 3 of these combatants all debuted inside 20XX, and they all have 0 wins and 1 loss because of said Rumble. Just need 1 more victory. 1 more, that's all it takes. 1 even just in general. They could lose the rest of the time. Regardless, everyone has a shot at restless schizophrenia. It's just a matter of what they're doing. And right now, these 3, I really don't know what they are doing. A guy running at 2Coin. 2Coin can't make up his mind due to the many factors. Trying to toss a guy outside of this match so that they won't have to deal with him anymore. The Dope Pig kiss. The bite of the pig. To the back of the head of 2Coin. A guy perfect bridge. Again, no disqualification inside a triple threat match. Oh, 2Coin's busted open. His health bar is depleting. No disqualification in a triple threat match, but the match must end inside the shadow of the hedgehog. 2Coin looking under, grabbing that, one of those melee weapons. Oh my god! Throwing it across the ring at a guy, running back inside to fight Dope Pig. Dope Pig throwing the stick himself. Back to the outside, you deal with your mess. 2Coin was, I guess, hoping that he could throw a hammer at a guy and get away with it. Oh! The master of manipulation! Ultimate opportunist, Dope Pig! Dope Pig had the perfect opportunity there to win this matchup. And for Fedelish, for the man in the crowd holding the big Fed shirt. Rolling the dice! Flipping the coin! Pin right in front of a guy. 1, 2, and a kick out from Dope Pig. Anyway, for that lucky fan in the front row, for their case, they put all their points on Dope Pig while a guy just sits and watches. Oh, I've seen this movie before. All right, go for that pin. Ultimate opportunist. Imagine the look on Dope Pig's face. Well, I guess you can't really see much of his face. Inzaguri! Yeah! Woohoo, yeah. Dope Pig looking under that ring. And he's got a steel chair! Oh, to the head of a guy. A guy rolls to the outside. What if there was a guy on the outside? There's a man. Go for that pin after an arm rake. 1, 2. Earnestly, I thought that was it. Genuinely, I thought this match was over. Run the ropes. Dopig, bomb! Of course, a guy breaking it up, refusing to lose. Now this is a 50-50 chance. And 2 Coin is just on the outside watching it happen. That big hand to the back of the head of Dopig. Okay, jumping kick. Dopig lifting him up. Snake eyes in the turnbuckle. Alright. 2 Coin doing his famous emote where he spins the baton around. Of course, who could forget? From the GTA Weekly streams. Okay, Club and Dopig in the back of the head. Breaking it up by just tossing it to the ground. Flip a coin, pig! Flip a pig over, what does that mean? Fucking magnets, how do they work? I can't spell, hold on. 2 Coins. Lift up! Up into space! Power bomb! Hitting the taking Dopig's maneuver. Lifting the pig back up. I didn't think I'd see a drop kick from this guy. Sorry, from a guy. Trying to rake that arm. Is that it? I don't actually know what is... No fucking way. That would have been nuts. Hold on. That's what I get for writing too much. 2, 3. Dopig gets the win. And a guy has to watch it happen. What does this mean for these two relationship? The song has lyrics? Alright, well, he's got 1 win and 1 loss. I'll give him that. You can't take that away from the Dopig. You can, however, take it away from 2 Coin and a guy. Maybe Dopig will decide to take a guy under his wing. Okay, I get it. Enough of this song. It feels copyrighted. I don't know if it is. Huh? What button did I just hit? Sorry, excuse me. God damn, this fucking Photoshop. Hold on. When you're dealing with really small, precise numbers. Alright, hold on. Let it save. You have to let it linger. And wait, it'll be updated in a second. Well, congrats to the one person who bet all their points on Dopig. You chose right. But now we have our first escape room matchup of the night. I say we just let the entrances go and I put them in entrance order. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Because the entrances are going to be a long time. And we have a long time before they even get inside the ring. Maybe it'll be less time. Oh, actually, okay, let me... I'm putting them in the order I sees them. There are 6 competitors in this matchup. You at least know one of them. If this is for the Bankrupt Championship, that means that the orangutan will be defending his title inside it. There are 6 competitors here. You have a higher chance of losing this bet. But think about the payout. The escape room continues. You guys want to get this poll in when you can. And there it is. There's the escape room. Seeing the entrance. The main character, the guy. Former bankrupt champion. If I remember correctly, a one-time bankrupt champion. And he's been chasing that high ever since. I lied, a 2-time bankrupt champion winner. Hoping to win his 3rd title. His feud continuing inside the escape room. His 2nd time in the escape room. First time was also for the Bankrupt Championship that was won by Igor Sim. That means he's going inside a pod. The final 2 to enter the ring will be the 2 to kick off the escape room match. Todd Sullivan going in his pod. If you don't know, this is an elimination match for the Bankrupt Championship. Every 90-second or 2-minute interval. Oh, we get a proper entrance from him now. It's AZ Senior from Pokemon Legends ZA. He was also one of the losers of 20XX, who's only ever had 1 match inside the 20XX. He was brought into this match because I think Fred 2 attacked him. And he was gonna fight Todd Sullivan, so he got roped into this. And here he is. He only competes in big matches. There's his little mega ring right there. He's either in a rumble or an escape room. And right now he's going inside a pod. First time we're seeing his proper entrance. Not his debut match, but his debut escape room. Only competed in 1 match prior, and that, of course, was the 20XX Rumble. Let's see what this kid can do. Very, very fucking blue eyes. Yeah, that does sound pretty fucking awesome. We're going to see 2 of these matchups here tonight. Oh! That's insane! We have the winner of the 20XX Rumble, the Rock Salt from Kirby Air Riders. But this is the Bankrupt Championship. This means, wait a minute, if the Rock Salt wins this match, he is the Bankrupt Champion and still gets a shot at the Ultraverse World Championship. How did he get his way into this match? Another competitor like AZ Senior, as he stares daggers into AZ Senior. That has only ever been in these big matches. But him and AZ Senior are quite different. He's a winner, and AZ Senior's a loser. The Rock Salt never been defeated, technically, because he won his first match inside the 20XX Rumble. The main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia could be, because he's not going to leave the main event. It could be a unification match between the Bankrupt Championship and the Ultraverse World Championship. Well, I feel like whatever surprises we could go for are out of the way. 5 minutes on the clock, 6 options, predictions starting now. As we wait for the next 3 combatants to enter the arena. Rock Salt taking his sweet damn time. No history with Todd Sullivan. Maybe they interacted in the Rumble, but AZ Senior sees a twisted reflection. If AZ Senior won that Rumble, he could have been the big match field. But instead, he was roped into this. He's owed a match against Todd Sullivan as he was attacked by Fred 2. And here he is, your bankrupt champion. Your two-time bankrupt champion. Winning it from both Caveman Jim and before that, Todd Sullivan. Todd Sullivan himself, a previous bankrupt champion, two-time bankrupt champion. Only two men have ever held this title twice. Todd Sullivan won it from Igor Simp, who won it from Jebediah, who won it from Todd Sullivan. So everyone between his two reigns is gone. Of course, Caveman Jim and you also former bankrupt champions, but you clearly has a tag match, and I mean, we don't know the other competitors. Caveman Jim could easily be in this escape room match. Orangutan, of course, has a long-fought rivalry with Todd Sullivan, giving away the Bankrupt Championship for potentially the last time. Whoever wins this match wins that title, and he has to overcome 5 other superstars. Of course, camera focusing on Todd Sullivan. These two's long-fought rivalry. We don't know what this means for the Rock Salt or AZ Senior, but we do know another returning competitor. Girltra entering her second escape room match. Her first escape room match was last year for this same title. Girltra competed for the Ultraverse Bankrupt Championship. A championship she's never held, but her former friend Yu and former friend Jebediah. She is the only member of that debuting trio that kind of broke into the industry together. Former childhood best friends, but no more. The only one that hasn't won the Bankrupt Championship. But as a fellow Pokemaster herself, she may understand AZ Senior on a level that the others do not. Speaking of AZ Senior, only reason he's in this match is because Fred 2 decided to attack him. Fred 2 has never won a match clean. A singles match clean. That's an important note, because he has won multiple tag team matches, which are multi-man matches. Fred 2 currently doesn't have a losing streak because... Wait, does he? Yeah, his last... He won against Businesstron, and then he fought Todd Sullivan like... Wait, actually, hold on. Let me review my notes here. Yeah, there was a no contest with Todd Sullivan, and he lost to him once, and then they just didn't have another match. Is that right? Lost to Todd Sullivan, no contest, and then no match. Wait, no. Okay, he should also be on a 2-match losing streak. Sorry, Fred 2. I mean, in your if it makes you feel any better, that streak should be way higher. Oh, the match beginning with Girltra and Fred 2. Fred 2 debuted at last year's Wrestle Schizophrenia to vow revenge on his long-lost half-brother, Fred 3. And then lost, and lost, and lost, and then was taken under the wing, the tutelage of the Ultraverse World Champion, Businesstron. Interesting to note that they are in opposite escape room matches. There is a world where both members of Robot and Monster hold singles gold at the end of the night. Girltra hoping to win this Bankrupt Championship to complete the prophecy. The only of her childhood friends to never win this title. And this is her second time entering the Bankrupt escape room. Oh, now we're at 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, every 90 seconds or so. And former Bankrupt champion Todd Sullivan enters the ring. Again, a lot or similarly to Girltra. And immediately attacking Girltra because these two have faced off inside the escape room together. Both of them were inside last year's Bankrupt escape room, and neither of them managed to win. That was won by Igor Simp, who's no longer in the company. Of course, all throughout the weeks leading up to this PPP VLE, we have seen Todd Sullivan and Fred 2 go at it. Fred 2 roping in several civilians into this matchup, and now we can see why these three want to take out each other. Girltra and Todd Sullivan know that really only one of them can walk out. Statistically, one of them is more likely. Fred 2 and Girltra began the match together. Fred 2 immediately going for that pin. Todd Sullivan not bothering to break it up because why would he? It's elimination. And in comes your bankrupt champion, Orangutan. Girltra is busted open. Going to pick up the scraps of Todd Sullivan, of course. We have seen these two fight almost a dozen times. Orangutan. But aside from Rumble's multiple multi-man matches that conclude or encounter everyone in the Ultraverse, Orangutan hasn't dealt with Fred 2 or Girltra. He may not need to deal with Fred 2. 1, 2, and Fred 2 kicks out. Nobody has been eliminated from this escape room match yet. Now we're seeing all the springboard moves that Todd Sullivan learned from the Orangutan. Both of these two have had long rivalries with former Ultraverse competitor Tropical, and now they've sunk their teeth into each other. Both of them also from the original Xbox universe. These two have so much history. While Fred 2 and Girltra continue to fight, somebody's busted open. Okay, come on. Oh, how convenient. The man who entered number 30 in 20XX also enters number 6 inside the escape room. I feel like somebody's on this guy's side as they fight in front of the Rock Salt. Girltra immediately targeting AZ Senior. He knows what these Pokemon Masters are capable of. Orangutan just hoping to get some licks in. AZ Senior and Fred 2 have not interacted in this matchup yet, but I would wager that they have a lot to say. Double submission. Fred 2 brought AZ Senior into this match. He brought this upon himself. He attacked him backstage. AZ Senior might want to get revenge on Fred 2, but I imagine Todd Sullivan is a little busy getting revenge already. Meanwhile, Orangutan and AZ Senior fighting. The winner of the 20XX Rumble, the Rock Salt, has entered the ring. Girltra fighting him off, refusing to let this new guy saunter on in and walk over all of them. Girltra used to be the new guy. Speaking of new guys, AZ Senior getting his ass kicked by Orangutan, thrown to the outside alongside his fellow Pokemon trainer and his fellow newbie. And of course, Rock Salt picking up the scraps. Oh, but AZ Senior fighting back. There's an underdog story happening here. Oh, pin on Todd Sullivan, 1. All right, kick out. Go to sleep to Girltra. Go for that pin. Use those trank balls. 1, 2. Girltra kicking out, not letting her dreams be dashed. We are seeing Todd Sullivan and Orangutan, the big, tall guys fighting. Again, Fred 2 and Girltra began this match, and AZ Senior is attacking Rock Salt to prove that he is not a fluke, that he was meant to be the touring attraction, the big fight feel, the big match guy, as they continue to fight on the outside. The Bankrupt Championship is heating up. Nobody's been eliminated from this escape room match yet. As far as we know, the Orangutan is still... Oh my god, AZ Senior catching the Rock Salt? You see that move he just did? And then throwing him into the corner. AZ Senior has a lot to prove here. Oh, fuck, Girltra booty popping moonsault. Moonbeam. Ice cream. Go for that pin. Come on, dude. What the fuck is this? Huh? What is this referee's do? He didn't count the pin at all. Something about this match is fun. Whenever he's wearing that black shirt, something... Oh, if Fred 2 wins because of this... A submission on Girltra. Don't give up, Girltra. Please, you had him. Refusing to submit. Now AZ Senior finally getting the matchup he was promised. Never mind, throwing Todd Sullivan out of the ring. Rock Salt returning the favor to the Orangutan. Well, now Girltra has recourse to continue to attack Fred 2. He almost screwed her out of the match. There's so many different rivalries transpiring here, and they could amount to their own matches at Restless Schizophrenia. All we know about this match is that the Rock Salt is in the main event. And Todd Sullivan kicks out. I would love to see, as much as we're building up AZ Senior versus the Rock Salt. Oh, and wait a minute. Trank Ball, go to sleep, smoke bomb to the orangutan, go for that pin. The fix is in, 2. The orangutan kicks out. Nobody's been eliminated from this escape room. Go for that pin on Todd. 1, 2, 3. Todd Sullivan's dreams of winning his first ever escape room match and his 3rd Bankrupt Championship have been crushed. Writing stuff down for later. Run the ropes. Everyone else in the corner. Look at that 3-corner massacre the Rock Salt has meant. Todd is out. That is true. Wait, did you back Todd? I should check out these predictions. Okay. 100% of the vote is on the orangutan retaining. That would be nuts. Nobody's ever retained in the escape room. Only 5 competitors remain. The champion is still the champion. Now AZ Senior targeting the orangutan. Probably because he wants to get his own hands on Rock Salt. Meanwhile, Fred 2 and Girl Trub have been fighting this entire matchup. Going up top. Senton. And 1, 2, 3. Girl Trub finally knocks Fred 2 out of this matchup. We're building up a lot. The Rock Salt is locked in his terrible spine buster on the orangutan, but orangutan refuses. Girltra joining the rest of them. A retention is possible. The Bankrupt... Go for that pin. 1, 2. AZ Senior refusing to give up. Girltra fighting out, trying to bite off more than she could chew. Going up top. Could we be seeing another top rope? No! Moonsault! And that pin! This referee hates Girltra. 1. Rock Salt bottom! Orangutan has been eliminated. We will be getting a new Bankrupt champion. And 1, 2. Oh! AZ Senior kicks out! One of these 3 competitors will be the new Bankrupt champion. Will it be Oh, AZ Senior stopping her. Girltra, AZ Senior, or the Rock Salt. If the Rock Salt wins this, he goes to the main event of Wrestling Schizophrenia as the Bankrupt champion and a shot at the Ultraverse World Championship, hoping to unify those 2 titles. If Girltra wins this, she achieves her dream of being the final member of her friends to win the Bankrupt Championship. And AZ Senior, if he wins this, not only proves that he is better, potentially, at least in this match, than the Rock Salt, but he deserves to be here. He is a touring attraction, and he is the Bankrupt champion. Run the ropes. Elbow. Not only that, but the winner of this match will be a new Bankrupt champion. Todd Sullivan and the Orangutan have held the title before. Somebody's leaving this match a champion. Well, now I don't know what's going to happen to Wrestle Schizophrenia. Standing on his non-existent hair. The saltiness. So the camera goes through that chain link. AZ Senior trying to get Girltra out of the ring, but instead he flies out of the ring. He wanted a shot at Rock Salt himself. Yeah, all the voters lost. The points are going to no one. Using that ass power even more, busting the Rock Salt open. Kipping up. If these 2 Pokemon Masters want a chance at winning this, they're going to need to work together here. It seems like AZ Senior has his sights set on fighting the Rock Salt. The Rock Salt took the position that was supposed to be his. Oh, Rock Salt bottom! And that pin. 1, 2, 3. AZ Senior turnaround. The winner, the Bankrupt champion, will be either of these men. Will it be both of them debuting inside the 20XX Rumble? The 0-1 AZ Senior or the 1-0, the Rock Salt? I didn't think it was going to come to this. Oh, somehow knocking the Rock Salt down. Could he get the win? Kick. Lifting him up, slamming him on his knee, Spank style. AZ Senior. We've seen an incredible showcase here. AZ Clash. Going for that pin. Here we go. 1, 2. The Rock Salt kicks out. AZ Senior not allowing this. Going for those legs. Going for that chest immediately. Because if the Rock Salt wins this and then wins the main event, we could see the end of both titles forever. The unified champion. But who will he be facing? Honestly, like, if AZ Senior wins this, I would like to see these two. We can't add another third person. To the main event's always a triple threat. Maybe it should be. Rock Salt. Suplex. That standing knee. Standing on his hands. On his hands. His hands even. Dragging AZ Senior to the middle of the ring. And there it is. Sharpshooter. Can't escape. Can't drag. Will AZ Senior submit? Will he give up? He refuses. I was about to do a whole thing. The Rock Salt setting up his finishing maneuver. AZ Senior, watch out! The Rock Salt bottom. 1, 2, 3. And your new and undefeated champion. The 2-0, the 20XX, the bankrupt champion, the Rock Salt. Who does this guy think he is? Coming into our company and just winning everything? Guess who's got another losing streak? Okay, save that. You'll see it change. Who else was in this match? Let me check the results, the predictions. Okay, 100% of the vote was on Orangutan, who did not win. What does this mean for... Well, we know what it means for the future of the Bankrupt Championship. The Rock Salt goes on to the main event with the Bankrupt Championship in what will clearly be a unification match. But the question is, who will he be facing in that main event? Well, for right now, you guys know this matchup. We don't have to worry about spoilers. Let's do another prediction. Manage prediction. Start prediction. Who will win this match? Okay, that's too many options. Hold on. Will it be Team Onion Ring, or will it be Team Turbo Team? 5 minutes on the clock. You guys know what that means. Prediction starting now. Onion Ring, the Best Friend Tag Team Champions, and the trio altogether of Mascot XL, Stinky Joe Mama, and you defending their tag team titles, the Best Friend Tag Team Championships, against the former champions of the Turbo Team, Molin 1 and Arceus Jr. Jr. Sticky Joe Mama loses this. Not only does he lose the title, but also now is tied with the most amount of losses in the company. So I imagine he does not want. Hey, look at this train! Yeah, see, he used to do this with the Turbo Trio. But ever since the Turbo team ousted Mascot XL, he has found new proteges, molds of clay he can mold into diamonds. And here they are, the Onion Ring. Yeah! I know that the tag matches are always just between these two teams. But who knows? If Businesstron loses his Ultraverse Championship tonight, he could go back to the tag scene with Fred too. They're former Best Friend Tag Team Champions. He's a two-time Ultraverse World Champion, a two-time Best Friend Tag Team Champion. So maybe he just alternates. In the off-season when he's not going for the world title... Oh, they have the same entrance, huh? I guess that's what happens when you debut with the same manager. I guess for Fred 2's sake, we hope that Businesstron loses. Jesus Christ, this crowd hates this match. Well, let's see what the predictions say. Well, the predictions say that there's 2.5 minutes left of predicting. You never know how long tag matches can go on for. The penultimate match of not only the Escape Room 2 2026, but also this stream altogether. And that's what they're fighting for, folks. He's about to say it. One fall!
The Mixed Ultra-Violent Internet Television Tag Team Championship! Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 250 pounds. And their opponents
Like I...
at a combined
Sorry.
weight of 259 pounds. The Mixed Ultra-Violent Internet Television Tag Team Champions, the Orient Express.
You from Pikmin 4, Stinky Joe Mama from Elden Ring, Arceus Jr. from Legends Arceus, Molin 1 from Mario Golf Super Rush, Mascot XL from a previous wrestling game. As we know, like I said earlier, last year's 20XX saw the debut of 3 wrestlers. Molin 1, Arceus Jr., and Mascot XL, because they were all from Turbo edited videos on the Turbo channel at the time, like around that time. And those 3 were brought together by their Turbo name. The Turbo Trio was managed by Mascot XL until they in their first match after 20XX, they won the Best Friend Tag titles from the former Big Bad Bosses of Businesstron and Caveman Jim. But ever since they ousted Mascot XL from their group, they lost the titles to Businesstron again and his new partner, Fred 2. Won them back, and then lost them to Mascot XL's newest project, you and Sticky Joe Mama, the Onion Ring. Really, there's only 3 teams in the Ultra... I know that Fred 3 has a partner. I don't actually remember who it is. Is it on the scoreboard? If it's not on the scoreboard, it doesn't matter. We haven't seen Fred 3 since he failed to win the Ultraverse Championship last month. Excuse me. Long work day. Throwing you into that corner. Last month, Arceus Jr. faced off against Stinky Joe Mama one-on-one 4 weeks in a row. Stinky Joe Mama lost 3 of those weeks and only managed to win the 4th one after learning all of Arceus Jr.'s patterns. Because of that, Stinky Joe Mama and you managed to actually win their first ever championship. Well, U's second championship. Their first Best Friends Tag Team Championships. This month, We have seen Stinky Joe Mama do the same with Molin 1, but evened the score. 1. So we know that Stinky Joe Mama can beat Arceus Jr. We know that Stinky Joe Mama can beat Molin 1. And we know that the Onion Ring can beat the Turbo Team. Really, all they need to figure out now is if either of them can beat you, and thus, if they can beat the Onion Ring. Mascot is here to add an extra wrinkle. Their former mentor, out here now mentoring a different team. What happens when you only got 2 teams in the Ultraverse is you're going to see these 2 compete a lot. There is a 3rd team, but Businesstron evidently has bigger fish to fry. Speaking of Businesstron, the 2-time Ultraverse World Champion. Earlier in the night, last match, we saw Orangutan and Todd Sullivan, who are each 2-time Bankrupt champions. Nobody in the Ultraverse has ever won the same championship 3 times. However, the Turbo Team, formerly the Turbo Trio, have won the Best Friend Tag Team Championships 2 times. And if they win tonight, they could be the first ever competitors to win the same title 3 times. Granted, some wrestlers have managed to win 3 separate titles. Businesstron won the Ultraverse Championship twice and the Best Friends Championship twice. Caveman Jim won all 3. Best Friend, Ultraverse, and Bankrupt. Each 1 time. 5. And if it's a count-out, it doesn't matter the win. The title does not change hands. I hope Arceus Jr. knows that. I fear he may not. Does he know that if it ends via count-out, that the title doesn't change hands? Maybe they're just trying to get 9. Molin 1, you gotta get out there, man. Okay. Yeah, so this has never happened before, but the title changes don't happen via disqualification. So they won, but I mean, Stinky Joe Mama is the most losingest person in the company now. Is that what they wanted to do? Wow. Well, I guess they're setting up that rematch at Wrestle Schizophrenia. Whether or not that is a triple threat match will honestly depend on if Businesstron retains his title. Nobody has ever successfully retained inside the escape room. Let's look at those predictions. Okay, 67% on Onion Ring. I guess Turbo Team won, so congrats to that 33%. Huh. Well, now we have our main event. I imagine by process of elimination, you could determine the 6 competitors inside the second escape room. But just in case you can't, I'm going to go ahead and type them in secretly into this prediction right now. The final prediction of the night. Who will win the main event of the escape room? And who will join the Rock Salt in the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia? I mean, we already know, more or less, 3 competitors in this matchup. We just got to see the entrances of all of them. Again, this was the final match of the night. If you want to bet all your Ultra points on this, there are 6 competitors. This will determine the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia. And also potentially determine, a tag match. See those entrances. And there it is, the escape room. The door is open. Of course, we have multiple time, current, reigning, defending, winning streak, the Ultraverse World Champion, the inaugural champion, the Businesstron. But we knew that. But this means he's going to be in one of the pods. We could see the first ever successful title retention inside an escape room. If Businessron wins this, he goes to the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia. If he loses this, he's going in a tag triple threat match. So either way, he's got a title shot. That's the interesting thing, is not only does the winner of this get the Ultraverse World Championship, but also then a guaranteed shot at the Bankrupt Championship. The final Wrestle Schizophrenia of the season, the final Ultraverse of the season, will result in one ultimate unified champion. Hello? Crack? Okay, he wasn't moving then when I said champion. Businessron going inside a pod. Before we thought that the card was weighed in the favor of Businessron, but ever since the Rock Salt has debuted, really seems like everything is kind of handed to him. But he is undefeated. The only member of the Ultraverse to be undefeated. Oh! And here is the man he fought at 20XX, hoping to get his second opportunity at this world title, Fred 3. Imagine if Fred 3 wins this, and he is the one to knock Businessron back to the tag division, where he is forced to tag with his half-brother, Fred 2. Wouldn't that be so embarrassing for Businessron? Former rivals. I imagine Businessron's going to make a beeline for Fred 3. Fred 3 is going to make a beeline for Businessron. Only, if I remember correctly, I went down the line. The only championship, but never win it, are you and Fred 3. And you was just in the tag match. Also, you is still the tag champion, so. Whichever one of these two loses has to tag with Fred 2. That's the punishment. Of course, how could you forget? Now, in the last match, we saw Todd Sullivan and Girltra enter their second escape room matches, hoping to finally win one. Mac is the only person currently, well, Mac and Rock Salt are currently the only members of the Ultraverse, active wrestlers, that have won an escape room match. If he can win this, not only is he the only person to win it twice, but also will be in the main event with the Rock Salt, both of them as the escape room champions. Mac is a former Ultraverse World Champion. First time he won it was inside the escape room. First time he lost it was at Wrestle Schizophrenia. Can we see a repeat of that? For Mac's case, I guess as far as the loss goes, hopefully not. Who else we got? I don't actually remember everyone. Oh, and looking right into the soul of Businessron. Again, his former partner and mentor. Speaking of... Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. Wait. There we go. Prediction starting now, 5 minutes on the clock. Another former Ultraverse World Champion. Caveman Jim. Like I said last year, the story was that the three Big Bad Bosses were all together. The tag partners of Caveman Jim and Businessron were the best of friends, and their son, Mac, that joined the Big Bad Bosses for some reason. And then, very swiftly on the road to Wrestle Schizophrenia, Caveman Jim won 20XX Rumble. Mac won the Escape Room. And the Big Bad Bosses lost their tag titles. Meaning that the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia 2 was Caveman Jim, Businessron, and Mac. Any of these three have the opportunity to repeat their destiny. A two-time Wrestle Schizophrenia main eventer could be decided tonight. But ever since that moment, those three have not shared the same ring. Even inside the 20XX Rumble, they weren't in the ring at the same time. These three haven't shared a ring since last year's Wrestle Schizophrenia. And now we know that all three of them are going to be inside their pods, alongside prodigal contender Fred 3. So we have a former Escape Room winner, a former 20XX winner, two former champions, and one current champion. And we have also the Ultra Machine. He had to go somewhere. Never been in an escape room. This is the person. Listen, we got Girltras, we got Todd Sullivans, we got whatevers. As far Tropical, even Igor Simp. This is more often than not the Ultraverse's favorite. Out of everyone in this match so far, or just in general, Ultra Machine is the only one to never compete for the Ultraverse World Championship. But now he stakes his claim. He could win. This could be our black sheep pick. He could become the Ultraverse World Champion in his first ever match for the title. I mean, most do. Square DEA, Igor Simp. Worth noting that first ever title tournament, the very final competitors were that of Square DEA, Igor Simp, Caveman Jim, and Businesstron. And they all held gold because of it. Of course, I said the match would be full of former champions and championship contenders. Ultra Machine is the only to never compete for the World Championship. Not only has the Gooner competed for the Ultraverse World Championship, but he's also won it. But of course, if we look at the notes, the Gooner lost his Ultraverse World Championship in the escape room last year, losing it to Mac. The main event of Escape Room. We now have all 6 competitors, and we have a minute 20 left on the prediction chart. And we know that the match will begin with former champion the Gooner and never champion Ultra Machine. Both ready, ring the bell, immediately running at each other, but both missing each other barely. I imagine the Gooner, he's had a lot of rivalries with a lot of people, but I imagine he feels nothing but hatred in his cold black heart, former vigilante, for the Ultra Machine, because he still wears his mask. The Gooner very early on into the Ultraverse lost his mask in a matchup against Todd Sullivan. And right now, it even seems like he's trying to rip the mask off of the Ultra Machine. And maybe that's what he's hoping to do. To unmask the Ultra Machine. To see truly what he's got. To see what's left. How much time we got in the prediction? A third person has not entered the matchup yet. We have 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16, and also 6, 5, 4, 1. There's too many numbers. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Former winner Mac enters the ring. Again, 100% of the vote is on Mac. I hope for your case that you're right. Of course, the Gooner and Mac immediately going to blows because Mac was the one who stole the Ultraverse World Championship from the Gooner. The Gooner wants to prove that his championship win was not a fluke, and Mac wants to prove that he's still just as good as his contemporaries. Ultra Machine is also there. Clothesline. Clothesline, keeping him on the hook, though. Ducking under. Kicked his head. Lifting the Goon up. Chop, kick. 4, 3, 2, 1. The fourth man, and this is not War Games rules. There can be elimination before everyone enters the ring. And the fourth man, the Ultraverse World Champion, Businesstron. Mac is hoping to repeat his past and be undefeated inside the escape room. Businesstron is trying to change the past, to create his own destiny, to break a record, catching Ultra Machine, be the first ever champion to retain inside the escape room. He's throwing Ultra Machine to the wayside, in the garbage, because what we're seeing inside the ring right now, Businesstron has spent weeks beating Mac and the Gooner over and over again. He's never beaten the Ultra Machine. I'm sure they were in Rumbles together, but... And a kick to the side of his head. 9, 8, 7, 6. Businesstron could continue his own reign of terror, throwing the Gooner to the outside. Now in the mat, on the match, in the ring with Mac. Former championship competitor, Fred 3. Dealing with the other man with the silver head, Ultra Machine. There has been an extra added stipulation. Whoever... No, I'm not going to... We'll see what happens. Businesstron carrying Fred 3 around. Little Jimmy. Nobody's been eliminated yet, but there is one man yet left to enter the ring. In the last escape room match, Mac immediately going for his former boss of the Big Bad Bosses, Businesstron. Speaking of former bosses, 1, 2, a kick out, which means our 6th competitor, speaking of 6, Caveman Jim, arguably has higher stakes in this match than Businesstron. Businesstron has to overcome 5 other men. And if he does, he remains the Ultraverse World Champion and gets to go to the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia again. If Caveman Jim wins this match, he does the same. Goes on to Wrestle Schizophrenia main event for the 2nd year in a row. But if Caveman Jim loses this match, gets pinned by any of these 5 competitors, he is eliminated from the Ultraverse and can never come back, ever. The Gooner has been eliminated. Businesstron almost eliminated. So far, just 1 elimination as the other 5 remain inside the ring. High stakes for Caveman Jim. I agree! Man, if the Gooner didn't hate Ultra Machine before, he definitely will now. Lawn Dart. Go for that pin. Maybe Ultra Machine will join him in Loserdom. Ultra Machine, never given a chance. First ever time competing for the Ultraverse World Championship. And now 1... Fred 3 managing to kick. Oh, pile driver! All the Big Bad Bosses. Fred 3, Ultra Machine. The silver head. Mac being thrown to the outside. Fred 3, lawn darting Ultra Machine. You got to watch out for that caveman, though. Headbutt. I've said before that outside of the... previous Xbox characters, 1, 2, no way. Previous Xbox characters, and of course now a character from a comic. All of these wrestlers in the Ultraverse are from different BH Ultra live streams. Only one of these is from all the way back in 2020, however, and that's Fred 3. Caveman Jim older than all of them, hence the Caveman. Ultra Machine managing to hold his own even against the world champion. The winner of this match goes to the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia 3 against the Rock Salt in the unification match of the 2 championships. 3 of these men already competed at last year's Wrestle Schizophrenia main event. One of them has the opportunity to be a multi-time main event recognized caliber talent. Caveman Jim defending his own life, fighting for everything. 3 Big Bad Bosses, 2 Silverheads. 3 former champions, 4 champion contenders, and 1 Ultra Machine. Look at him go. To the outside. Go to the outside. Mac just staring him down, not understanding why he hasn't given up yet. Ask why you haven't given up yet. Rap Stepfather. Trying to throw Bizartron through that plexiglass. Caveman Jim trying to stay in the company. Bizartron trying to keep his championship. Fred 3 trying to finally, this is his 3rd chance to get a shot at that title. 20XX, he lost a title match immediately after entering number 1 in the 20XX Rumble. And now he's here in the big room. Suck it, I guess. Here in the big... Oh, trying to capitalize, but Mac not allowed. Oh, my God! All just beating the... Yeah, let's all just bully Ultra Machine. They're all taking turns on over who gets to beat him up. Caveman Jim has managed to beat both Mac and Bizartron before. We don't know his history of Fred 3, but clearly he views him as the biggest threat and is trying to get rid of him. As he joins his former Big Bad Bosses, also Ultra Machine is there. Ever since the Gooner's been eliminated, do they all have beef with Ultra Machine? I guess. I think they all think he doesn't deserve to be here. Because they were all previous championship contenders. Fred 3 is maybe hoping to continue his legacy as well. He doesn't want to be in a group with you and Ultra Machine. He doesn't want to be one of the few men to compete for the Ultraverse Championship but never win it. Going for that pin on Fred 3. Could his dreams be crushed by the Bizartron again? Ultra Machine thrown to the outside. And a flashy thumbnail. Oh, Mac managing to reverse it. See, he knows him so well. Mac has lost his championship to Caveman Jim before, and he's not about to do it again. The Mac down. Going for that pin. 1, 2. Caveman Jim not wanting to be out of the company. Ultra Machine pinning Fred 3. 1, 2. Kick out. And a kick to the head to the Ultra Machine. Oh! Well, here we go. Open your mouth. It's the golden shower. Pin on Ultra Machine. Flapjack. 1, 2, 3. I gotta change the win-loss records of everyone that competed. I forgot about that. Well, I don't want to look away for too long. Anyway, Ultra Machine just got eliminated. I'll circle back to that scoreboard. You'll see it soon enough. I changed the Rock Salt one, right? Or maybe I did change everyone else. 3 of these men have competed in the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia. They know what it takes. We need a champion to defend the Ultraverse from that outsider, Rock Salt. Fred 3 heard the words and refuses to give up his final opportunity. Potentially, this could be... Oh, fuck you! Pin on Mac, former escape room winner. 1, 2... 3 of these men are defending titles right now. Bizartron defending his world title. Mac defending his title. As undefeated in the escape room. Oh, double liftoff. Double snake eyes. And Caveman Jim defending his spot in the Ultraverse. Also, Fred 3 ideally probably wants to make Bizartron have to team with Fred 2 again. There's a lot going on here. 1, 2. Oh my God! Mac throwing Caveman Jim to the outside. While Bizartron throwing Fred 3 to the outside. Everyone is in this corner. Mac, watch out behind you. They all got their own stuff going on right now. Oh, now they're going after each other. Do you think Businessron blames Mac on the disillusion of the Big Bad Bosses? It seems like he doesn't care for the tag division much if he's afraid to go back to it. Mac grabbing Businessron himself. Our champion is still inside this match. The championship will not change hands until he is eliminated. Everyone back inside. Everyone Mac inside. No! Flashy thumbnail to the Mac. Going for that pin. Referee trying to cross them. 1, 2, and Mac has been eliminated. We will see a new Escape Room winner. His dreams of main eventing Wrestle Schizophrenia again have been dashed in front of him. Lifting up Businessron. Snake Eyes. Caveman Jim fighting for his life. I swear, if Caveman Jim loses this, he's joining the other. Are they 7 losers? Yeah, 7 losers, and we need to get rid of like 5 of them, right? So then 6. Yeah, 6, 7, 6. Wait, no, that's already at 7. Hold on. No, that makes sense. Sorry, my math is wrong. Go for that pin from Caveman Jim. 1, 2, and a kick out from our world champion. Fred 3 clothesline. Grabbing him by his head. It'll be sit out. Regular standing powerbomb hitting all 3 of those corners. The pin. He could be out of the Ultraverse. 1, 2. Oh, not even a 2. Businessron not allowing it. Clubbing blows. None of these men want to give this up. Fred 3 has gotten a taste of the championship. Spine Buster. Gearing up for that goal. Oh, fudging thumbnail. Not managing to do his finisher. Gonna be it. 1, 2. Oh, the kick out from Businessron. Gets thrown into the pit of non-existence. Yeah, you cannot come back ever. Power bomb from Fred 3. Now going for his other opponent. Lifting them both up. Caveman Jim tried to end it there and then. Seeing the distraction in front of him that is Fred 3. Lifting up Businessron. Side slam. Now focusing his attacks over on Fred 3. We'll be seeing another lawn dart, another snake eyes. He loves doing the snake eyes when he can't do the Samoan drop. Oh! Businessron smartly rolling out of the way. Kick to the back. Neck breaker. Neck broken. Fred 3 rising to the occasion just to get a golden shower right in his face. Pin. Could that be it for Fred 3? The winner of this match will be a 2-time Wrestle Schizophrenia main eventer. Will Businessron be the first to retain a title inside the escape room? And will Caveman Jim defend his own stance in the Ultraverse? Businessron can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, eliminating one of his longtime rivals and keeping his championship on his reign of terror. 1, 2, kick out! Whoever wins this will go on to face the Rock Salt in the main event of Wrestle Schizophrenia 3 for both the Ultraverse World Championship and the Bankrupt Championship. But in the corner, shoulder. I should change these stats as well, that the Bankrupt Championship was won by the Rock. Oh, kicking that dirt in his face. In the, or just Escape Room 2. Who knows where the rest of this is going to go. Gearing up for it. You got to close your mouth, brother. Could that really be it? Golden shower. Businessron successfully defending his Ultraverse World Championship in the escape room. And Caveman Jim has been eliminated. We know what this means. That is a loss for Mac. It's a loss for Fred 3. It's a loss for Todd. It's a loss for the orangutan. A loss. I already got you, right? Yeah. Girltra. A loss for Girltra. A loss for the Gooner. A loss for the Ultra Machine. Loss for Fred 2. I need to center these then. I guess we'll put the rock salt up with them. If he's a championship contender. Would have been a value contender if I was actually Predator. Remember when Drake said that? Why did he say that shit? So I gotta center everything. Hold on. Never once in the Ultraverse have we seen a title retention inside the escape room. But now we know, I believe, they made a bet on the side. That means that Fred 3 now has to team with Fred 2 in that tag team triple threat match. We've seen a lot of rivalries be formed here tonight. This is the ending scoreboard. Ahead of Wrestle Schizophrenia, let's conclude this prediction. Nobody voted for Businesstron. Nobody thought it could be done. I'm going to go ahead and highlight him so that I remember this day that he won it all. We'll figure out the other matches. Insane Retention won this title in the summer of Ultra and then just never lost it. Well, we know what this means. This means the very next time you see the Ultraverse, maybe even the next time you see Crack, will be Wrestle Schizophrenia. April 15th, 2026. Mark it on your calendars. Wrestle Schizophrenia 3, the third ever Wrestle Schizophrenia. I have been your host, Crack. That show will just be the show itself. I will determine the card, what an annual event it will be, and you will not want to miss it. But before then, you ever heard this song? I hope my sniffles are like God eventually. You know, like hopefully. Eventually. Maybe I'm just like this forever now.